Hey everyone, you might recognize me and Eric here from the Nintendo Prime Podcast. I just want to let you know before you get into this segment that this merchandise you see on our shirts and on our cups and on anything else you ever see with Nintendo Prime branding on it, you can get in the description below. You can also get the full audio podcast, not segmented, in the description below. And if you would like early access to our podcast, please go over to patreon.com/Nintendo Prime. For $5 a month, you gain early access to the full audio podcast. And Mr. Eric, what do you get for $20 a month?
Ooh, you get to join us on a podcast.
That is right. So, if you would like to ever be on the Nintendo Prime Podcast, get your voice in front of thousands of other Nintendo fans out there, you know what to do. Hit up that $20 tier on Patreon. Anyways, folks, on to the episode. Hey everyone, welcome to the Nintendo Prime Podcast, episode 45, and it is the final podcast of 2017.
Oh boy.
Can you believe, Eric, when we started this a year and a half ago, that this thing would even still be running at this point?
Yes and no.
I mean, I was a full-time employee at Zelda Informer back then, so not even fully dedicated to Nintendo Prime yet. We had a podcast and a website that got one update a week, which hasn't much changed much with the website. But
what are you talking about? It's changed in the negative direction.
No, it still gets like a post a week. What happens is it gets the one day I put out like 5 posts.
Yeah. Okay, I suppose if you average it out, then yes, maybe. But I think the last time you updated it was what what day is it?
Like
21st, like the 9th?
Oh, was it that one?
Yeah, I think it's like the 9th.
Yeah, every time I start posting it, I'm like, oh man, then this is the day, from this day forward,
yes.
I'm going to start having regular posts every day.
Right.
And here's the problem. The other problem with the website is this. I have now officially taken weekends off.
Yes.
Right? I don't work weekends anymore, just because I need to spend more time with my family. So the problem is, do I just have a bunch of posts Monday through Friday and the site dies on the weekend?
Yeah.
And I can't hire anyone because I can't pay anyone. I mean, you can get volunteers, but they only go so far.
Right.
I don't know. Unless I'm like a Fivejay, looking for some extra work on the weekends. Yeah. In addition to your live streaming.
Yes.
So we have Fivejay on us with us today. And obviously the usual Eric Moore.
Hello.
We don't have any topics for this week because it's kind of, this is what the podcast used to be. We would just come into it with no plan, no direction, fly by the seat of our pants. And I figure that's the best way to end 2017 is the way this whole thing started, which is just flying by the seat of our pants, talking about whatever the heck we feel like talking about. Because that was why this podcast existed.
Yeah.
An excuse for us to hang out at least once per week.
Right.
Maybe get other friends with us like Fivejay.
Right.
And just BS and enjoy being gamers and just... The Switch obviously changed a lot for us this year compared to when we started. Because I think when the podcast started back in 2016, neither one of us were really playing a lot of Nintendo games.
No, not really.
Did you both own Wii U's?
I did.
Eric I did not.
And at that point, I was pretty much done playing the Wii U.
Sure.
We went to E3 and played Zelda. And that's what basically convinced Eric to get a Switch if it was going to come to Switch. Because Switch wasn't even announced yet.
Right.
But yeah, he had 3DS, so it's not like he didn't play any games. In fact, he probably played more Nintendo games in 2016 than I did. And I say this because as he's like making this face over here, here's how many Nintendo games I played in 2016.
Yeah.
I'm putting up the big fat 0.
Yeah.
Oh.
And here's the thing.
How many?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Those are like, how could you run Nintendo Prime do this stuff if you didn't play any Nintendo games in 2016? The Wii U is dead to me. The 3DS just didn't interest me enough to buy a game. So I was just kind of biding my time to see what was next.
Yeah.
That's it. It wasn't because I was a less fan of Nintendo than I am today. It just... I was kind of stuck in probably the same conundrum Nintendo was back then.
Yeah.
What are we what are we doing?
Where are we
next?
going?
Yeah. What's happening? And that's the same way this podcast was. Where are we going? We have this new podcast we started, but all of Nintendo, we're following the news. I always kept up on the news. But I wasn't actively playing much. No. And then this year happened, and how many games are on my Switch? Almost 20 at this point.
Yeah.
Nice.
Enough to where you had to archive Doom?
Oh, well, that's because I need a big... I have tiny micro SD cards. I need to buy a big...
Still.
Oh.
I have two 32 gigabyte micro SD cards. That's not going to get you far.
Still.
It's not really still. 2 games can fill up a whole micro SD card with 32 gigabytes.
So?
Yep.
So yeah, I just need to. That is something I'm planning to rectify. Actually, heading into the New Year's, actually having a big micro SD card and just combining it all, and then just keeping those other 2 small ones as backups or something. But yeah, it just felt fitting. This is the end of 2017, heading into 2018. We did kind of reminisce on 2017 in review last week because it was a fan topic.
Yep.
For Nintendo Prime.
Right.
Just how far this place has come. Where we were a YouTube entity before this year, but it was just for podcasts. And then we took over the Zelda Informer channel, and now here we are. By the time you listen to this, I have a strong feeling that we will be at 30,000 subs.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
I think we're 17 short at the time of recording.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
And we record on Thursday nights. So pretty much by the time you hear this, I have a strong feeling, unless I release a video that just pisses off a bunch of people before then, that we will hit 30,000. Because every time I release a video that's, let's just say, slightly negative about Nintendo, I lose like 300 subs. That's just how it goes. And 5J over there will be like, man, that's like a third of my following.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I'm just like, I'll get that back in a few weeks. And I'm not saying that to be mean. It's just like this reality of where we came from, where we had, less than 100 subs to now we're almost at 30,000. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't even know 5J before I was doing this.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Had no clue who he was. Was it a tweet? I think it was a tweet. I can't remember. Put out some random blast looking for someone to hopefully help live stream.
I think it was Facebook.
Was it Facebook? Yeah, probably, because we have a bigger following on Facebook. Yeah, because we needed some live streamers. Or here's the way I viewed it: I needed someone who could live stream consistently every week, because I realized that while I'm making video content, we should live stream and live stream games and act like we actually play games. Because I wasn't playing games back in 2016, so I'm just like, I need to find.
Who plays games?
And I had kids, and I was struggling with a regular schedule. And I still struggle with a regular schedule besides this podcast. Yeah. So it's like, how am I going to, I can stream randomly, but I need a consistent streamer. And that's when 5J approached me. He showed me his channel, showed me his work, and I'm like, this is actually pretty good. Why do you even have no followers?
Mm-hmm.
Probably because it's the only content that I offer. And that's something that I'm actually deciding that I need to start working on now, is planning a more comprehensive future for my channel. Sure. So live streaming will still be a cornerstone, but I do need to diversify a bit, I think.
And that's probably true. I think the only platform that you can get away with being just a streamer on is Twitch. And even then, because everyone's a streamer on Twitch. So
yeah,
really
I don't grow much
out
on Twitch, honestly.
Yeah, it's really hard to stand out on Twitch. I mean, our Twitch channel, we have almost 30 subs here. Our Twitch channel has almost 3,000, but we maybe get 1 or 2 viewers per stream. It's just the way it is. I mean, we have I think we have 9 Twitch subs, but those subs are just people who follow our YouTube and don't even look at the Twitch. They're just supporting us through Twitch because they have Amazon Prime.
Yep, the free way.
Yeah. So it's a free way for us to give Nintendo Prime a little bit of support, and then we're still just going to watch everything on YouTube anyway. So it is what it is. So since we're flying by the seat of our pants, I do plan to try to keep this podcast a little shorter. I said that last week, but then I should have realized we had a former developer of EA on last week. So if you're interested in his opinions on a bunch of Nintendo stuff, go and listen to last week's podcast. Put a link to it down in the description.
And his opinion of EA.
Oh, that's a separate video. I'll put a link to that down to the...
Yeah.
He wasn't as negative about EA as I thought he'd be.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because beforehand he's like, I'm going to put EA on blast, and I have a bunch of people I want, and then all of a sudden I got to it, and I gave him an opportunity. He's like, I don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe off camera. I'm like, all
right. Fair enough.
First he says he wants to do it, and then he's like, and that's okay. I totally understand 2 homes. It is no big deal. What's really cool, I think if we just talk about the podcast on the whole, because last week we talked about how Nintendo Prime has grown. But if we look at just the podcast over the past year, I feel like that's appropriate to talk about.
Yeah.
5J, what's your earliest memory of our podcast?
Oh boy, your podcast. That was probably what, in the spring of this year or summer or something like that.
Sure.
It was very much exactly what you're talking about. Just turned on the microphones and we're like, all right, let's talk about some random stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I never gave anyone any topics. Most of the time, if I had topics for the podcast, I came up with them a minute before the podcast started, realizing I don't know what we're going to talk about today. And then I give no one any warning.
Right.
That is one thing that has changed over the past month and a half. Since we became weekly.
Right.
I decided, you know what, we need to be planned, need to be more
a little bit more professional. In a way.
At least behind the scenes.
Yes.
So it looks more organized on the camera.
Right.
Because what sucked is sometimes we'd be like, yeah, what's your top 5 N64 games? And they didn't know we were going to ask that, so then they sit there for like 20 minutes trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
It was like if they knew the topic ahead of time, they would have already had the list.
Yeah.
So that goes.
We leaned a lot on that retro stuff, though.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Because we didn't know what else to say until the Switch came out.
Right.
Sure.
Switch changed.
Hey, there's gold in the retro, so that.
It changed everything. That Switch, man.
Well, and there's plenty of it there. I mean, look at the libraries for all those old classic systems.
Well, all anyone wanted to talk about heading into this year was they couldn't get an NES Classic, so screw Nintendo.
Right.
It's the only classics anyone was talking about.
Well, yeah.
Still don't have virtual console.
I got mine through total and complete luck. It was crazy.
I just happened to stumble across my
SNES
Classic.
Nice.
Yeah, I was out for one of my other best friend's weddings, and he was out at an interview at GameStop, and all of a sudden called and was like, "Yeah, hey, by the way, they have 3 SNES Classics here. You want me to pick one up?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're on our way." So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That was a better system than the NES Classic anyway, so you definitely meet out there.
All right.
I mean, it's all about the games, right?
Right.
What games do you prefer? Mm-hmm. I'm a SNES man. Eric actually played a lot more NES.
Yes, I did.
Way back when.
Well, it's because I didn't have a SNES.
Yeah.
But not everything on the NES Classic was golden gem, whereas on the SNES Classic, it was hard to point to any games that were really bad on there.
When they only put 21 games on, though.
Yeah.
I mean...
It was only 9 short of the NES Classic.
Sure, but if you eliminate
they cut out the 9 crap ones.
Yeah, if you got rid of the 9 crap ones on the NES one, then... Actually, to be fair, I remember looking at the NES Classic one, and I'm like, none of these are crap. Just they're...
Right.
You have the tier of excellence that brought Nintendo to prevalence, and then some awesome third parties, and then all of a sudden, these are just okay. And there's so many other great ones they could have fit in over just those okay ones. I think that's the problem.
Exactly.
Right.
But it is what it is. I mean, people loved it. It's still sold out. It's coming back next year.
Thank God.
Yes.
But whether or not we can get our hands on one at Nintendo Prime...
I'm sorry. Wow, gosh.
Couldn't even get my hands on the Super Mario cereal at Target, so...
I didn't even try. There was no way.
Wow.
Although, I will say, the thing is, I was there when the store opened the day it came out. But there was a line of 5 people in front of me, and they bought all of it.
Oh my god!
Because they didn't limit how many you could buy, so they bought like 10 boxes each, and it was all gone.
They weren't prepared for Nintendo to make a cereal, so then have to follow the same rules as Amiibo.
Right.
But here's the thing. Thankfully, one of our followers, because that's what people are like, oh man, I get some cereal, you want some? One of our followers did tweet at me yesterday saying that they just picked up, that their Target just restarted, they just picked up 3 boxes, and they're apparently going to send me one. So
nice.
Nice.
I cannot complain about that. Thank you so much, random person. Actually, I know you're one of our Patreon backers as well, because we have to talk about your tier. I think it's actually the advertising. I think it's the guy who did the $100 tier on Patreon.
Nice.
So I got to talk to him as well about his advertising in January. But that's another thing that changed too about the podcast.
Yeah.
We made it part of Patreon.
Yeah.
This past year.
Yeah.
We allow random fans we do not know, not named Fivejay, on the podcast.
How many times did it actually happen, though?
5?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, about 5 times. And it's not because...
Well, it might not have been 5 separate podcasts.
Michael was the very first one.
Yep.
And he just came back.
Yep.
He couldn't do the month in between because he was too busy. When we had 2 homes.
Yep.
He was on the same one with Michael. We have that Brandon guy, or
yeah.
I remember there was that one guy in between. And there might have been one more the week you were gone.
No, the week I was gone.
That was me and 5J for 3 hours.
5J went on for 3 hours.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it's only been 3 or 4. And the thing is, some people are like, we have a lot of $20 backers. We have like 6 or 7 right now. The thing is all of them have been invited because the $20 tier guarantees an invite to at least one episode. Because, as I said, I'm trying to keep it more organized. So I have YouTubers scheduled out. I have this scheduled out. And lately, it's been a lot of me and Eric, but that's just been because of my schedule and not having time to schedule people in. And just it's holiday season. once we hit January, things will start going again. We'll start having more guests, HMK and all this stuff start coming back. Because we have people, even Wolf Den has asked to maybe come back on.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, they like our content, and that's great. I think that's one of the things I learned this past year with this podcast in particular is just how friendly the YouTube community is.
Yeah.
Other content creators, such as Fivejay, wanting to help us out without any sort of compensation except just a big thanks and a shout out.
Right.
Yep.
And even then, I never even guaranteed Fivejay a shout out. He just
Nope.
Right.
Never once.
Never once. Although I think I think for as much as that might make me sound like a jerk, I'm pretty sure I'm more than made up for it with the giveaway.
Oh yeah, more than made up for it. And from the start, it was defined that I could shout out my own channel while on your channel. So that was also sort of a fair trade deal there.
And that's kind of the way. Anytime we have a content creator on one of our shows or running something, like say I get Game Over Jesse to make a video for me or whatever, because like maybe like say I'm going to be gone. Right, and I'm like, oh man, I don't want my channel to die. So I talk to Fivejay, I talk to Game Over Jesse, and I'm like, hey, can you guys make some content? Like not just streams, and I'll give you access to upload and everything, and blah 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 blah. And those two people in particular, Fivejay and Game Over Jesse, I have a feeling that they would be willing to step up if I needed it.
Right.
Assuming that they have the time, of course. But see, that's the thing. And the thing is, they know they're stepping up for me to continue to make money, but they also get the benefit of they get to shout out their stuff, introduce themselves to our fans more.
Right.
And be like, hey, look, we're talking, like, Game Over Jesse, be like, oh, we're talking about Breath of the Wild in this video. You should go check out, like, my 10 other theories I have on Breath of the Wild. Here's all my videos. And that's all fine. And that's what I found so surprising about YouTube, that I didn't know coming in. Like, I've always seen collaborations, but I always assumed there's more to it than that, right? Like, oh, if Linus Tech Tips collaborates with iJustine must get a cut out of the video or something.
Yeah.
That's not at all how it works.
Yeah.
She just is on there, and it gets her in front of their audience and introduces her to his audience and gets them to maybe subscribe to her and vice versa. So it's like, YouTube's just a really friendly community like that.
Yeah, as long as people get a chance to put their stuff out with your stuff.
And I think that's what's nice about YouTube is it's all about collaboration. It's all about no one wishes ill on other people unless they just have a real reason to dislike them as a person.
Right.
So, like, I want Game Over Jesse's channel to hit 100K. Even if I never get off 30K. I still want him to hit 100K. And I want to help him get there. Because he works hard and he deserves it. And I'm sure he thinks the same way about me. He hopes my channel gets up there as well. And every guest we've had on, like Rabbit Luigi wants to get on with us. The problem with that, nothing wrong with Rabbit Luigi. He's an awesome guy. I've had him on the Zelda Informer podcast way back in the day. He's got a 600K channel. By far the biggest YouTuber we've ever worked with. Awesome exposure for us. It doesn't really help him much at all. He just had a good time with me, so he wants to come back. The problem is he's in the UK. Like, the only way he's going to get on is for me to record at, like, noon. Now, I can do that, but you're working. And most other people I know are also working during the day.
It wouldn't be that hard. I do have PTO.
I know, but I hate asking you to use PTO.
Yeah.
When have I ever asked you to use PTO?
Just let me with that. Just tell me a day if we're going to record. Let me know you're going to record at noon, and I'll decide if I can take off or not.
Okay. What I'll do then, because he was supposed to be on this week's podcast.
Okay.
Originally. Yeah. But I never got back to him because I realized it wasn't going to work for me. What I'll do then with him and other future guests that we have, like if any of you guys are watching interested in getting your YouTube creator, you want some exposure, or you just want to talk with us, I will just get a hold of him and schedule out 2 weeks. I'll be like, 2 weeks from now, this is it. I'm setting in stone. I'm confirming with Yulia, making sure she knows that I cannot watch the kids that day during this from noon to 3 or whatever. Right. We're having this huge YouTuber on. He's not from the U.S., so I have to work with him, or I have to stay up to like 4 a.m., which ain't gonna happen.
Not the first time we've done it.
No, that's not happening. I have kids. All right, so I guess that kind of is a good way to recap just where we came from, what we are doing right now, which is nothing, to something substantial with planned guests.
Well, we've also come from sitting on your couch out in your man cave with a webcam to all of a sudden having 2 separate mics, an audio mixer, actual green screen, a whole bunch of other stuff.
Well, our one setup...
I guess we did have the green screen because the green painted wall.
Yeah, we had the green screen before. Well, that's what that wall...
We literally painted the wall green so we could have green screen.
Wow.
Well, here's the thing. That man cave, which none of you guys have seen on this channel because we were already in a different setup. I think we were at the counter setup by the time we came to this channel. That setup was originally supposed to be a streaming room. It's a man cave, but like all the game streams you guys see me do here at Nintendo Prime in my office was never supposed to be in my office. It was supposed to be out there, and that's why the wall was painted green.
Yes.
So I could sit on the couch, play video games on a big 65-inch 4K TV, and live stream.
Yeah.
That was the plan. And that plan fell through after my kids broke the TV.
Oh, no.
Well, lightning broke the TV. Warranty covered that, but before the guy got there to fix it, Aiden dented the TV, so they wouldn't fix the TV because they said the dent might be the cause of the damage.
Yes.
Oh.
Even though I have proof and pictures of it before the dent even happened that it was an issue.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. That's just the way it works. So,
I love warranties.
Yeah, and it was almost a $2,000 TV. So we're definitely not happy about having that. It's still sitting out there. Yeah. We keep walking by pretending it's going to work. It doesn't. It doesn't.
So sad.
Hope and pray.
I did ask for a TV for Christmas for my parents this year for the family, but that's supposed to be for upstairs. So, well, that doesn't mean the 50-inch comes down, right?
Yeah, there you go.
The problem with the 50-inch, there's nothing really wrong with it per se. It just has a dead spot.
I was going to say, there's
one dead spot. Again, from the kids throwing toys at it. That's what created the dead spot.
Nice.
My kids don't know how to not throw toys in the house. No matter how much we've tried as a parent. If you have any parenting tips on it, maybe every time they do it, I got to go old school nuns. Just slap them with a ruler.
No. They want to throw a toy, you throw them.
No, that's child abuse. Oh, someone might be hitting them with a ruler.
I was going to say.
Well, what was considered worse? Slapping the hands with a ruler or chucking your kid across the room?
If you chuck them onto the couch, you're fine.
But then they'll think it's fun and they'll do it on purpose.
That's true.
That's not a punishment.
There's no way to win.
That's a ride. All right. So we look back on the podcast a little bit here. Fivejay, is there anything you just feel like getting out before we're done with 2017?
What do you mean?
Just is there any conversation you feel revolving Nintendo or anything that's important for us to talk about before we end the year?
Boy, let's see. I had a couple of things I had written down here.
Someone prepared. What is that?
Yeah.
Wait.
Well, I thought of them real quick beforehand. You know.
Yeah. So you pulled a name.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Exactly. A
minute beforehand.
One of the things I was thinking about was considering where Nintendo was at the start of 2017. Is there any way we really could have ended up with a better year than what we got from a realistic standpoint, not a pie in the sky, oh, I want Call of Duty in every third-party game ever on the system?
You know what's sad? That has to be pie in the sky.
Yeah, right.
For year one, after a console that nobody expected to be as successful as it is. But after one of the largest failures of a popular console manufacturer ever. You know?
No, I hear you. But then Wii U had it, Call of Duty, the first 2 years. And it was never at any point a success. And
they sold terribly. And then they wrote Nintendo off, understandably.
Sure. Yeah, obviously. I mean, it's been a good... it's been a really good...
It's been 9 months. And it's already sold over 10 million consoles.
Right.
By the time you hear this podcast, it's possible it outsold the Wii U's lifetime sales in Japan.
That's awesome.
All right.
And here's the thing, like, before March 3rd of next year, I can almost guarantee you it's going to outsell the lifetime sales of Wii U, which is officially listed as 13.5 million, although Nintendo hasn't updated it since before they discontinued it, so it might be closer to 14.
Right.
But either way, they're projecting to sell 16 something. So before the end of the very first 12 calendar years, very well could outsell the Wii U's first. 4 years? It's 4 years in the market?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to argue that anything better could happen for Switch than what has.
Oh, right.
I could point out things that, it obviously could have had better.
Oh, right.
It could have local voice chat. Forget the app. It could have Virtual Console by now, a full online system by now. an online infrastructure, which I think is scaring away some certain games from like a Call of Duty. Who's like, well, what are you doing with online?
Right.
Yep.
You know, that could also be why Call of Duty's like, yeah, well, and I understand some of you guys be like, oh, but Doom's on there and Brawlout's on there, which, by the way, apparently Brawlout's online is terrible.
Oh, yeah, I can confirm. I've been playing it online. It is a slideshow.
Yeah.
Oof.
That sounds worse than when they first brought Smash Bros. Online. And that was bad.
No, it's really bad.
Oof. And the thing is, that's probably not on Nintendo because that's got to be their own servers. And their own servers, you know, they're a small company. They probably couldn't handle the load.
Yeah.
That's what I assume. Or they don't have a fast enough connection to their servers so they could have a bottleneck in the pipeline.
Right.
Hopefully they address it. I mean, I know they know about it. I know I've seen their responses on Twitter. They know. So the question is, you know, they know, but do they have enough money to do anything about it? Or can they partner with Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, try to get some servers and get some help? We'll see.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it continues because I haven't bought Brawlout yet because of that. But because I know I want to play an online a bunch, and you really can't. But I've heard the game is fantastic outside of online. That if you just play local multiplayer, it's awesome. But, I mean, it's a Smash Bros. Clone. How could it not be awesome with indie characters?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd love to tell you more about it whenever we have time for that.
Yeah. I mean, it's fantastic from what I've seen and what I've heard people say. That's why it's so sad the online doesn't work, because we live in an age now where local multiplayer just isn't a thing a lot of us, especially as adults, can pull off. Trying to find the time, but, you know, it's easy enough when I'm like, oh, man, I'm about to go to bed. Well, I can do a half-hour Brawlout with Eric, who's sitting at home, too. And
Right.
Or you're just sitting at work. Connect to Wi-Fi. Let's go let's get a game Brawl.
Lunch break.
Yeah.
With these characters you don't recognize because you don't play any games.
Yeah, I still might recognize.
You might recognize some of them. Yeah,
Two characters many people will recognize, though.
Which ones?
The Hyper Light Drifter and Juan from Guacamelee. So those were two popular indie games that got their characters into this game.
Isn't that game called Guacamole, not Guacamelee?
No, it's Guacamelee.
Is it really?
You know,
see, I didn't play it. I know the game. But
Mole.
I must have just misread it in my brain because I go over and I'm like, oh, it's Guacamole.
Obviously, it's a play off of Guacamole, so I can see why you would think that.
It's just your brain. Like, you read the first part of the word, like, oh, I know that word. It's Guacamole.
Right? Yeah.
Happens all the time. Yeah, it's hard to think what Nintendo could have did better besides some of the things I brought up with their online.
Right.
Because it does feel weird they launched a tablet in 2017 that doesn't have web browsing, doesn't have... Well, it's got Hulu now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the most popular one, Netflix.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't have Amazon.
Right.
It's got like one of the... Well, it's not like least popular, but it's a smaller one compared to Netflix and Amazon.
Right.
And Hulu.
But I feel like it could be growing now that Disney owns more than half of the stock in Hulu. So we could see all Disney stuff end up on Hulu.
I always wondered about that because Disney said they're pulling their stuff from Netflix.
I thought they were launching their own.
Yeah,
that was the saying, but then they bought Fox, and that gave them over 60%. So are they just going to repurpose Hulu?
They announced that they were going to pull all their stuff off of Netflix after next year, because next year is their contract runs through next year. Sorry, excuse me. So all of their new movies that came out this year will also be on Netflix next year and stuff like that. But after next year, I don't know if they get to immediately pull them off the service, but I know any new movies released next year will not be on Netflix. It'll be on their new service. And they said, we're going to launch a new streaming service that's just going to be Disney stuff. And I assume they would have found a way, like if they put their ESPN, E60 stuff on there, because they own ESPN. So, so it would just be whatever. It'd be the Disney universe of stuff, which is huge at this point. You got all the Marvel movies, TV shows, blah, 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 blah. I mean, they have enough content to almost have their own platform. Right. They could pull a CBS. CBS, you can get access to, it's called CBS All Access. You can get access to all their TV shows. It's $5 a month. Disney could easily do something like that.
Yeah, and actually probably you charge more.
Absolutely.
Because it's Disney.
Yeah.
Because Frozen.
Then they acquired Fox, and that included 60% of Hulu. So it makes you think, well, maybe their plans to launch their own platform should just be nixed, because Hulu's already an established platform. It's already pretty good.
Yeah.
It's already going to have all the Fox shows, clearly.
Plus, they could also have additional revenue from the commercials in addition to the subscription.
Yeah.
So money on top of money.
Yeah. So it's a service that's not like Netflix that can actually make more.
Yeah.
Part of me still thinks that they're going to come out with their own.
Maybe.
They could.
Just because...
I mean, they could because there's still 40% of that goes to somebody else, not Disney.
Well, not even that. But, of course, they're going to make you try to buy two things.
Yeah.
Why would they not?
Well, but the thing is, the public won't view it as that. If they launch their own service of just Disney stuff, that's what they'll just view it like the CBS thing.
Right, but why wouldn't they do that? I mean, why would they put all their stuff on Hulu?
Well, because it devalues Hulu as well. Like, if people are thinking about
yes and no.
If they want people to switch off of Netflix, right? The whole plan is they think they can make enough money on their own to not need Netflix.
Right.
Well, the easiest way to say you don't need Netflix is not only are you getting this content, look at this other stuff we're going to get in this established platform. Let's go after Netflix and take them out. Disney has the content to pull that off.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if they just release their own platform with just Disney stuff, I think that actually hurts their ability to go after Netflix. Because Hulu's got original series, Hulu's got all the shows from Fox, Hulu's got shows from other don't think CBS shows are on there anymore, but it's still got shows from multiple channel networks that they have partnerships and deals with.
No.
HBO and stuff, right?
HBO's on there as well. So, like, it would make a lot of sense for them to be like, look, you come over to us, you can get HBO and Stars, you can get live streaming TV, because they do have a live streaming TV service on Hulu now. Yep. You get access to all these shows after the fact via what we've always had. They don't do it for free anymore, but now it's like $11 a month, and you still have commercials on some shows. You can pay an extra couple bucks and get rid of commercials. And on top of all of that, you get all the Disney stuff all the time coming out, and that includes all their original stuff. That's a way to be like, hey, look, Netflix is slowly been kind of going away from big deals with Disney and more towards original content.
Yeah,
which is fine. Netflix's original content is fantastic.
Yeah,
they did it right. So, like, because they did it right, I think Netflix almost could at this point survive on their original content. But that also means that there's that gap out there. If Netflix starts losing Disney and loses some other shows out there, loses the CW network even, that's big on there with Arrow and Flash and all that stuff. All of a sudden Disney's like, look, you can get all of our Disney products and all of our Fox shows, everything right here on Hulu, and we have original series coming out. I feel like it's a play, because if Disney's pulling off from Netflix, I feel like they're doing it because they think they can do something that's bigger than Netflix. Yeah. Hulu's the one shot for that.
Huh? I guess we'll find out.
I know. So. Again, that'll be something that gets announced next year, obviously,
right.
At some point. Because they'll have to prepare for launch in 2019, wherever their Disney content's going to be.
Right.
Very interesting, the empire Disney has built for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is like, I hate it because it's not a monopoly.
No? Otherwise it wouldn't have gone through.
I mean, it's not. There are still several other big places. And big companies. Like, it's not like Disney owns the entire entertainment industry. There's a lot, but they are probably the biggest now.
Oh yeah.
I think there was a news story that's the biggest any entertainment company has ever been.
Yeah, because if you think about it, they basically own half of the sports world. Because ESPN, despite the fact they laid off a bunch of employees and are having some financial struggles, ESPN and all of the stuff it does still represents about half of the coverage of all of sports.
If not slightly more.
No, the Fox Sports Network that's spinning off from Fox now and the CBS Sports Network combined actually have a decent following.
Well, and I think
now.
doesn't NBC have something too? NBCSN?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Sports
it's NBC, and I think it's NBCSN.
So
I thought that Fox was retaining rights to their sports channels.
They are.
Okay.
It's going to have a whole. There's like 2 or 3 entities of Fox that are spinning off into their own like company type thing. I think Fox News. I think.
Really, Fox News is going to spin off.
I think so. I think Fox News is going off on with the sports stuff.
Well, then again, Disney doesn't really lean that way politically.
Right.
So.
Exactly. Right. That'd be a weird one.
Well, I mean,
you could repurpose it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I figured if they were to keep Fox News, they would probably it would just become the new CNN.
Yeah.
But I mean, that would also make a lot of people
maybe
mad.
They can actually make it fair and balanced.
No.
Sorry, did I actually say that out loud?
None of the news channels are fair.
I know. But hey, at least none of the other ones claim that they are.
No, they claim that they give you 100% factual news.
Yes.
No opinions.
Yes.
In their news reporting.
Right.
The conversations are obviously opinion-based, but you read the actual news.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the news.
Yeah.
Like, a tornado came through and killed 51 people. That's the news story today, huh? What about the soldier that went off crazy in some country and killed 300 people and is an American soldier, but you don't want to cover that because that makes America look bad.
Right.
Anyways.
Yes.
I just made that up, of course. I'm not going to go into some of the real faults in the news out there. So we had some complaints about being political about net neutrality. So right. I get it. People come for gaming. But Disney's so huge.
Yeah, well, right. Well, and don't forget that they also own ABC.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you got ABC, they got ESPN.
They own ABC. Yeah.
ABC, ESPN. Now they own Fox. Although they're going to lose some of the Fox News, and
they own half of the major.
I think FSN is one of the spin-off ones now too.
Yeah,
I think FSN.
Crazy.
Because they out of Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC, they own half of that.
Yeah, and then obviously we know that they own. Well, now they own pretty much all of Marvel
pretty much
for any sort of TV or video production. Now that they got Fox, that was the one thing they had was Fox still had some exclusive.
Yeah, I think Sony still has a few things here and there, and I think a couple other.
I don't know because they just got Spider-Man. They just got Spider-Man from Sony.
Yeah,
Sony was like the big Spider-Man, and then they just came out with their own Spider-Man and did a deal with Sony. Now that doesn't mean Sony doesn't have any rights,
right? But Sony probably still owns.
I think it was more of like we allow Marvel to use Spider-Man in movies for like 3 years or something like that.
Right.
It's weird to say allow when Spider-Man's a Marvel character.
Yeah.
I know it's contract deals, right? Like they can't touch the comics, they can't touch print media.
Right.
But it's all about the contracts. And I don't know if that contract ever even expires with Sony, because Sony might have been the company that originally brought Spider-Man to the big screen. Mm-hmm. So maybe they had a lifetime deal with Marvel on that or something.
They just own the rights.
Most likely, yeah.
But whatever. Disney will just keep paying them to keep releasing Spider-Man movies if it's worth it. So it doesn't really matter. They basically own all of Marvel.
Right.
All of Star Wars. I mean, if I heard someone say, they technically don't own all of Star Wars. I'm like, what? You mean all the stuff they made non-canon? Sure, you can go buy all that stuff. They retconned it all, so it's completely irrelevant to Star Wars today now. Sucks, but there you have it. They did it because they don't own it.
Yep.
Isn't the holiday special still canon?
Oh, God. God.
It was just on TV the other day. There were some theaters that played the holiday special before episode 8.
I don't even know how that was canon to begin with.
Hey, the Origins of Boba Fett is from the holiday special.
Yeah.
The holiday special was bad. Then again, I'm like, I always wondered, did George Lucas write that? Because it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think he did.
Because George Lucas isn't a good writer.
No, actually, it was something that he's actually, like, I can't remember what video content person was that from. But they had a couple examples. It was like, this is okay. Oh, it was Howard the Duck, something else, and then personally ashamed of was the StarArs Christmas special.
Howard the Duck was entertaining in its own way. It was a bad movie, but oh man. Anyway,
what is with Howard the Duck showing up in the Guardians of the Galaxy?
He's a Marvel character.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because he is. He's a Marvel character.
A Marvel character.
Yeah.
What is James Gunn obsession with him though? I don't understand. Just leave him alone. Nobody needs to see him again.
Come on. He needs to be an Avenger.
Yeah. He needs to be part of the Avengers.
He needs to be the one that owns the final Infinity Stone.
Yes.
It's been with Howard the Duck the whole time.
Yeah.
That's why he's never died. Lives eternally.
Yeah, Thanos dies, drops the power glove. Howard the Duck picks it up and just takes over the whole universe.
I'm going to create my own universe of just Howard the Ducks.
Yeah. Well, he does have a point of just ducks. So.
Yeah, but
and then he came to Earth. I think.
Oh my God! Okay, we're getting way too deep into the canon about a character none of you guys probably even know much about.
Oh gosh, oh man. I can't go there.
Let's at least get one Nintendo.
Yes.
Nintendo thing because the one Nintendo conversation Fivejay really tried to have us have. We just totally went off. Off the rails on because once you get the streaming services, we're like, let's talk about Disney. Let's talk about all this other stuff we didn't get to talk about in 2017. And that's what happened. Like the final podcast of the year, I wanted it to be quite wild and crazy like this. It might not necessarily be all Nintendo because there's so much stuff that happened this year that we just haven't talked about.
Right.
Because it's not relevant to what we do per se.
Right.
We did talk about net neutrality again. We don't want to hear about politics. That's fine.
I love the ones that say stick to gaming. You do realize that net neutrality does affect gaming.
I apologize.
Right.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's all.
Eric's
all
ready to scream about net neutrality.
No.
You wanted to scream last week.
No. I'm good. I'm just commenting on the people that comment that we should just stick to gaming. That does affect gaming. So in a way, it is actually talking about stuff that involves gaming. So,
And
right.
Just pointing that out there.
yeah, well, and the thing is a lot of people say, so online gaming was like didn't exist before 2 years ago. No, but the laws that protected consumers existed before 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Then they got wrapped up in the net neutrality when that happened. The thing is, I don't actually agree with everything that's in net neutrality.
Right.
But the laws that protect consumers got connected with it, and as soon as it got nixed, those laws got nixed as well. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. The problem isn't, to me, that net neutrality is gone. The problem is that the laws we had before net neutrality are now also gone. Mm-hmm. So they had the internet has been working, like Facebook and all that stuff rose up during those 15 years before net neutrality. I'm like, yeah, because 10 of those years had laws that protected consumers. Mm-hmm. The first 5 years of the internet were not good to consumers.
Right.
And they fixed it before everyone got the internet.
Right.
Like, I remember internet in the 90s. It was not fun.
Yeah, no.
And they fixed it. They released laws and fixed it before it became mainstream. People don't think about that because they weren't on the internet back then. They didn't realize this website's blocked by your ISP.
Yep.
What?
Do you guys remember literally having to wait 10 plus minutes for a web page to
dial
load?
up?
Oh, yeah.
Old dial-up.
Oh my God.
Downloading music over internet. Yeah, you might as well just leave your internet on overnight because, you
might have half a song.
Yeah, you might have half a song overnight. Yeah.
Old dial-up. And here's the thing. Dial-up today isn't even that bad. No? Like, it's still slow, obviously. Like, especially if you're using the old 56K modem. But the websites don't take 10 minutes to load anymore.
Yeah. I suppose because everything's now streamlined for...
Well, basically, it just won't load images.
Yeah, it's very true.
And then all the code's all simplified and easy now.
Yeah.
It just runs. Unlike back then when people were doing straight HTML and every page was loading like 17 pages of HTML.
Yeah.
It was bad. Yeah. Bad back in those days.
Right.
I was making websites back then, not fun.
Yeah. I think Fivejay had another topic.
Ooh.
Yeah.
One we might actually stick to?
Yeah, maybe.
2018 so far, there's not been a whole lot announced. I mean, we're getting more here and there, but largely it seems pretty empty. Mm-hmm. How do we feel about going into 2018 for the Switch so far?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Worried, scared? No. Eric, why don't you go first?
Oh, sorry. I kind of am flipping back and forth between, scared and confident, because I'm confident because look at what Nintendo's done this year.
Yeah, giving us no reason to doubt.
Exactly. Yeah. But yet, look at Nintendo's record in the past. Sometimes,
all of a sudden, like this, giant drought.
You're right. So, right now I'm a little nervous, but I think I'm okay right now at this point. I got enough games to keep me occupied right now.
Sure.
But I don't think it's going to last a ton longer.
Well, the thing is, I have a lot I could say, but I feel like a Nintendo Direct's happened in January.
That's very true.
Yeah, all the rumors are pointing that way.
So with all this rumored stuff and Nintendo's track record of January Directs, it's one of those where a lot of my concerns might literally be alleviated within 3 weeks.
Right.
One video.
Just one, 15, 20, half-hour video, done, and suddenly we know everything for the next 6 months. Mm-hmm. And then we know, wait till E3, they'll have even more to announce.
Right.
And the one thing I will say that kind of alleviates some of my worry, at least from the Nintendo side of things, is they're in uncharted territory. And I've been saying this for a while, and there's plenty of people that want to deny it. Switch is a hybrid system. Mm-hmm. Let's stop pretending it doesn't replace handheld and home console. Even though Nintendo keeps saying it's a home console, that's fine. That's actually what they should be doing. Because the appeal of the system is taking home console games on the go.
Right.
So you need to beat that into people's heads. This isn't just where you're going to get your little indie games. No, you can get full AAA games.
Right.
But as much as Nintendo's doing that, we all know it's hybrid. It's called a Switch. So you can switch it from TV to handheld.
Yes.
The name itself implies hybrid.
Right.
Seriously, how many times do you have to see Reggie grow up there? Switch. You can switch. You can make the switch. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So, the 3DS has been dwindling. And
Just die already.
in Japan, and here's the funny thing. In the US, according to Reggie anyways, we don't have any final figures yet, the 3DS is sold better in 2017 than 2016.
Yeah.
That's what he claims, and everyone's like, "Well, really? There hasn't been any sales data that's really supported that."
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that's not true. Pokemon probably had a big boost for it.
Right.
Maybe Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon boosted it more than the last Pokemon game did. There was Metroid: Samus Return, so there was some games.
Well, I mean, there were some decent games that came out too.
That could have moved you. Plus, they released a 2DS XL, and for collectors out there, they're all going to go pick that up, so they can add to their collection. Say they have one. Again, it's very likely, or at least partially probably true, that they sold more 3DSs in 2017 than 2016. So you could argue 3DS is still growing. It's a nice narrative. But Switch outsold all of that, including the games.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, Switch sold more games in 2017 than 3DS. So
nice.
when that's happening, when you look at the sales figures and you see Switch is selling more units than the 3DS, Switch is selling more games than the 3DS, and Nintendo's trying to argue the 3DS is still growing, then what the hell is the Switch doing?
Growing exponentially.
It's on a meteoric rise to the point where you don't need the 3DS to necessarily be here. We said this all year.
Right.
We want these 3DS games. There's no reason they can't be on Switch.
Right, exactly.
I mean, Metroid Samus Returns could easily be on Switch.
We're starting to get to the point where there's no reason why they couldn't be on the Switch.
Sure,
because not everybody originally had a Switch or had the opportunity to get one.
Sure.
So there was a reason.
2018, the last year of the 3DS.
Probably.
More than likely.
I mean, it's already been completely cannibalized in Japan. 3DS was always ahead of PlayStation 4, always ahead of PlayStation 4. Now it's behind PlayStation 4, and Switch is just destroying everything. I mean, Switch, at the time of recording, last week, Switch sold 230,000 units in Japan.
Man.
Wow.
Tiny country, by the way.
They still...
Context. Come on.
Here's the thing. They're still doing lotteries for a chance to buy the thing.
Unbelievable.
As much as stock has caught up here in the U.S., which it has. I was just at Walmart yesterday.
Right.
They're fully stocked on Switches. We're getting plenty of stock in the United States. They can't keep up in Japan. They are still, to this day, having issues. As many units as they can get out every week is as many sold. They had no big game release last week. Doesn't matter. Still sold 230,000 units. Because that's how many they got up to the market.
Yeah.
Man.
That's why I said that's how they're. I mean, they're already over, they're over. They're at 3 million units so far on just this year in 2017.
In Japan.
In Japan, yeah. So
that's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now, granted, they do go nuts for their handhelds, but that goes into my point.
Yeah,
they're buying it primarily because they play games on the go.
Right.
And this is a system that plays games like Breath of the Wild and Odyssey
on
the go. Like that's a huge attraction to them. So they're buying it in droves. And that's why I said that this is where we're in uncharted territory, because as much as Nintendo is saying what they say, because they have to say it, just like they said way back in the day, the DS isn't a replacement for the Game Boy Advance.
Yes.
It's a new pillar of gaming. The Game Boy line is going to continue still.
Yes.
What a tragic lie.
Yeah, that was just a failsafe.
Right.
I mean...
no, very much so. You have to say that, because if it doesn't sell
when you're going in a drastic new direction with a brand new brand... If that brand fails, you're going to go back to old reliable. You're going to release the new Game Boy.
For sure.
They always had a backup plan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what they do. At least they've done that with
Extra
handhelds.
Micro was on the back burner.
God, the Game Boy Micro, it was just...
Oh, Lord.
I don't even know if my kids would find that comfortable holding. That thing was just... It was like a mini NES controller, basically.
Ugh.
I was totally cool with it. That was the most beautiful way to play the games, because the resolution wasn't great. So on an even smaller screen, your games never looked better.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It wasn't. It was kind of brilliant, but there was just no one who wanted to buy that.
It was too expensive.
It was way too expensive. Way too expensive. Maybe if it was like a $20, they should have put it in like those things you go to vending machines.
The claw games.
Yeah. Then they would have been popular.
Yes.
Come with the game.
Yeah. Ooh.
Can't pre-install, no internal memory.
Right.
Comes with the game already in.
Yes.
Anyways, Yeah, it's been a very interesting year now. And so when I look at 2018, the only thing I'm really afraid of is something that I don't think I need to be afraid of. Oh, hey, how's it going, bud?
Hey, a new guest on the podcast.
Yeah, this will get cut out. He doesn't have any clothes on. What are you doing, bud?
I want to tell you something.
Oh, don't go over there, bud. Don't go over there. What do you got to tell me?
I want to play game, Dad.
Oh, I'm recording a video, bud.
Okay.
Go play with the tablet, buddy, okay?
But I'll go play in here till my tablet charges.
Oh, your tablet died?
It's charging.
How about you take a nap, bud? He's not going to nap.
No, not at all.
Oh, my gosh. I got to get that kid back in bed.
Yeah.
How about this? All right, so it probably was an awkward cut there by our editor, but
yeah.
I am actually going to go take care of my kids quick, and we're going to do something that's never happened on the podcast. Eric and Fivejay are now going to host for like the next 10 minutes.
Whoa.
This is going to be nuts. This is going to be unheard of, and I'm not even going to know what's happening. I won't even be listening in the other room.
It's
I have
going to
no
be 10
clue.
minutes of straight silence.
Oh, my gosh. No, you know what it is. You know what it is. It's been the most hotly requested thing on our live streams. 10 minutes. Eric and 5J. ASMR.
No, God, no.
Oh,
no,
yes.
No.
I'm down.
With that, this is Nate signing out.
Boy.
I'll see you in 10 minutes.
Yep, my motive.
All right, this is chewing noises for 2 minutes. I'm just kidding.
Yes. Chewing noises for 10 minutes. Oh, goodness.
Well, what I was going to say about 2018 is that I'm somewhat optimistic about it, simply because at the start of 2017, before the Switch came out, they showed us what games were coming. And it wasn't really all that many games that were on this big slide, right? And we were trying to kind of justify it. Oh, it's probably enough. It might be okay. At the end of the year, there were so many extra games that came into the fold that they didn't announce until much later, or day of, they were just there unannounced.
Right.
There are literally hundreds of games, and it hasn't even been a year.
Right, for sure.
So in some ways, I'm kind of feel like I don't know. I'm not worried.
Yeah, I mean,
I think every indie developer ever is going to want to put something on this system.
And that's what I was just going to say too. You know, you still have your indies that haven't. I mean, you're probably going to get games for anyway. So
yeah,
No.
Absolutely. So games like Brawlout, you know,
yeah.
People that say, "Hey, the Nintendo's not making this. Let's make one."
Yeah, I had actually never even heard of it until I think last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's only a couple of days old, so I mean, it's possible you just didn't see it. This indie team announcing it.
Right. Yeah. No, I didn't see that at all. Oh gosh. So how's ukulele? I'm definitely thinking about picking that up. Have you? I'm guessing you played it, right?
So I did get ukulele on Switch, and apparently one good thing about it on the Switch version is that some of the bugs and complaints people had about it on PS4 and stuff. They decided to patch the Switch version first for launch.
Nice. So
that you have the best version before everybody else. Which
nice.
Is kind of cool.
I suppose because it came out later than.
Yeah, quite a bit later, but that's fine.
Turns around.
I would say if you like Banjo-Kazooie, this is pretty well exactly Banjo-Kazooie.
All right.
So if you didn't like Banjo-Kazooie, you probably will not like this game.
Oh, no, I loved Banjo-Kazooie. Just not the nuts and bolts, because let's face it, that is not a Banjo-Kazooie game at all.
I haven't played it. It didn't even look like a Banjo-Kazooie game.
Oh, I did. I recommend playing it just to get mad, because it's terrible.
Bad, huh?
It is terrible.
Nasty.
Yeah, Banjo-Tooie was good, but Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts. Oh gosh, I mean I don't even know if I've actually played the full actual game. My one friend has a demo of it, and it is not good at all. So,
one thing I really liked about ukulele, and I haven't played a whole lot of it, but as you're collecting these rare collectibles, you can choose how you want to use them, whether you want to open up a new world or use them on an existing world and make it bigger. and it makes it like a lot bigger, and there's a lot more to do in that world. So that was kind of a cool choice.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So kind of almost like the puzzle pieces, and then it just opens up the worlds and stuff from Banjo-Kazooie. But yet it actually could unlock new parts of the level instead of actual new levels. Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's pretty cool. So
yeah. Huh.
So you there, Eric, sir.
Yes.
What other games have you been playing lately on your Switch?
I just completed the beginner round of the Trail of the Sword. So,
I haven't even done that yet. How is it?
Yeah. It's the first part of it's not terrible. I died quite a few times, more than I care to admit. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, I actually found a way to actually beat it. You know, it was kind of fairly obvious, and the more I played it, the more I was like, oh, why didn't I think of this before? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So it was just kind of more like, oh, yeah, I could have did that. Oh, yeah, why didn't I think of that? Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, so I'm looking forward to the medium and the hard ones. So apparently, according to Nate, the ending of the expert one is like a couple Lionels. So,
ooh, yeah. Whew. So you're going to beat that before you go for the Champions Ballad DLC?
I don't know. I haven't really decided. I'm going to attempt the mid-level ones right now, and then figure out if I can actually beat that. And if not, then I might attempt a few times and then just kind of bugger off and do something else.
Sure.
But that's mostly what I've been playing lately. Is just Breath of the Wild.
Sure.
A little bit of Odyssey. I haven't really played a ton of it, but I haven't. And then I gotta get back into Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle because
so good games.
I've only completed the first level of that. So
really,
surprisingly, it's time. I work 2 jobs, do this. You know, it's one of those things. I get home and it's just like all of a sudden I just want to pass out.
Yeah, so, I can understand that.
So it's. I mean, but I was down in Illinois this last weekend, or actually just Monday, Tuesday, and that's when I completed the trial there, and I was like, yay, finally. So,
nice progress.
Yeah, right? Hooray. Yeah, so I made use of my glider. So yeah. I was just like, wait a minute, I can like attack and then run away and climb up a tree and go, hey, you can't touch me. So yeah, I did that quite a bit, and then I'm like, I don't know what I was looking up how many levels were in the first part of it, because each trial has like certain number of levels within it. Mm-hmm. The first one the beginner has 12, and then all of a sudden I was reading, and then I was like, somebody said bombs, and I'm like, how did I not think of that? Seriously, I didn't think of using bombs. Wow.
Yeah. Sometimes you have so many options, you forget all of the freedom you have.
And then one of the first times I was playing it, there's one level that's just full of choo-choos, and I was just like hitting with my sword, and I'm like, all of a sudden I shot one with an arrow. I'm like, oh my god, this is so much easier. Why did I not do this to begin with?
Yeah, that would be easier. Yeah. Or bombs. Zero ammo.
Or bombs. Yeah.
Well, speaking of really difficult games, I've been playing the Mutant Mudds collection.
Interesting.
So if folks don't know, Mutant Mudds was a platforming game that got its start on 3DS.
Okay.
Several years back, maybe like 2012 or 13, something like that.
Okay.
Then they came out with the sequel several years later called Mutant Mudds Super Challenge. And that is not a lie. I didn't play that before this collection, and I think I'm only 2 levels away from being done completely with it. Mm-hmm. The game has a death counter, and not for each level, it's in total.
Okay.
And as you're sitting here trying to go through a level, you're like so embarrassed that your death counter is getting so high. You're like, oh my goodness, I'm at 40 deaths. You know,
and I'm only on the first level. Wait,
right? Yeah, you die a lot in the first level, just getting to the point of understanding this is really challenging.
Okay,
and you have to step up your game.
Okay, Nice.
So far, I'm at about 420 deaths total.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
But it's a really engaging game where when I die, I go, "Oh, that was my fault. I didn't hit jump or the hover button at just the right time.
Right.
I know how I messed up. I'm going to try it again."
Right. Although sometimes those can be the most frustrating, where it's all of a sudden it's like, no, don't. Oh.
Yes. So there's 5 worlds.
Mhm.
The 5th world is unlocked by beating a boss in one of the 4 earlier worlds, and that boss unlocks 1 level in the 5th world.
Okay.
However, you can only unlock the boss of a world by 100%ing both the main part of a level and the sub-level in each level. So each level is really 2 levels.
Oh, boy.
So you have to 100% basically 8 levels, then beat the boss, and that will unlock 1 of the levels in the 5th world.
I'm just crying right now. That sounds ridiculous and awesome at the same time.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
and
gosh.
The music is really good, so that'll spur you on. You'll really enjoy the tunes.
I'm a music guy.
The main mechanic about the platforming is your hover ability.
Okay.
So you'd think, oh, hover, that means it's going to be easy. No, because they purposefully tuned all the challenges so that you have to hover perfectly.
No. Of course they did.
So,
Yeah.
I really recommend Mutant Mud's collection.
Okay.
The first Mutant Mud's game is also in there, and that is a much, much easier game, so that'll ease you into the experience.
Okay. So the Mutant Mud's collection, that's including the original one and the challenges?
Yeah, and they also created a puzzle game for the collection as well. So there's 3 games in there.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
The puzzle game is a little kind of Puyo Puyo-ish.
Okay. Nice.
You're stacking these blocks, and then you have a bomb that will explode everything of the color that it was touching.
Okay.
That's in a chain.
Okay. Nice.
Nice. Yeah. It's a little hard to explain, but it's actually a pretty competent puzzler. I was impressed by that as well.
Okay. Yeah. I know. Puyo Puyo. I used to kick the crud out of Nate in that one when we first started playing that Puyo Puyo Tetris. Yeah. One of the things I actually was able to beat Nate in. I know it hasn't happened much in this channel. I've kind of lost the last few betting stuff that we've done, and that it's just been, I've run into some terrible luck. I don't know. Did you watch the live stream of Monopoly and stuff?
No, I didn't. I was just going to ask you how that went.
The punishment for our last betting special was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was still, don't get me wrong, it wasn't great by any means. Mayo and pickle juice is still not amazing, but
that sounds bad.
It wasn't actually as terrible as I thought it was going to be. And I kind of had the feeling that it was going to be that way. I was just, for some odd reason, it was just kind of making it, in your head, you just kind of make it worse than what it probably actually is. And I know the one guy said he threw up on it, so I was like, well, maybe. And I'm like, I got a strong stomach. Whatever. And then, you just kind of power through it, and it wasn't as terrible as I thought it was going to be.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
A slice of ham, you got a breadless sandwich.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. No, actually, then I turned around and ate a Jimmy John sandwich, so, And I mean,
with mayo and pickles.
No. I had enough of that to begin with. But no, I quote unquote lucked out with the pepper because ghost peppers aren't in season right now. So it was just a habanero.
Pepper? Oh my gosh. Burn your tongue off.
Nah. No, they aren't. I mean, I've done it before. It does burn, but it's not extremely terrible. I've done it before, so it wouldn't have been that bad. I had ended up with a habanero, so decent taste. Not extra. Actually, it was really weird because I thought the mayo would cut out the spice, but apparently the pickle juice must have enhanced it because my mouth was burning a lot worse after I drank that concoction than before. So
it was a drinkable concoction.
Oh yeah,
so it made the mayonnaise like liquidy.
Yeah, it was a mixture of mayo and pickle juice.
That's so nasty sounding.
Oh yeah, no. I definitely recommend watching that video.
I'll have to check it out. So you guys were playing what, Monopoly on the Switch?
Yes. And the loser of that got a pie in the face, whipped cream pie.
Nice.
And then super, yeah. Oh yeah. I was beating him for a while, and then all of a sudden the game decided that it didn't like me and kind of just went, no, you lose. So, it is what it is. And then Super Chats ended up buying another pie in my face. So,
perfect.
Oh yeah. So I ended up with 2 pies in my face. One ended up, I can't remember why, but the first one, I kind of turned my head a little bit because I was doing something, but I don't remember what it was. And I ended up taking part of the pie in my ear. So I think my ear still feels like it's got whipped cream in it.
Fun.
Yeah. So no, I definitely recommend watching that. Anybody out there that hasn't seen it, go ahead, watch it. You watch me get pie in the face, watch the concoction get drank / eaten / I don't know. Yeah, that was something interesting. That's all I have to say about that one.
The closest experience I had to anything like that was we played Beerio Kart one night. And it only took one experience of that for when we decided that wasn't a good idea anymore.
Beerio Kart? What do you do with Beerio Kart?
So in Beerio Kart, everyone gets a beer, right? Obviously.
Yep.
And the goal is to, finish before your friends, but you also have to drink the entire beer before you finish your final lap.
Ooh.
So you can do whatever it takes, but you just have to finish it before that.
Okay. Nice.
And while you're drinking, you have to be pulled to the side of the track and not moving.
Because you can't condone drinking and driving.
Exactly.
Right.
See, it's ethical.
Right, exactly. You don't condone drinking and driving, so you have to pull over and drink while you're not driving. Makes perfect sense.
And then the loser, we decided, should take a shot of something.
Oh, gosh.
Which was a bad idea because then they lost every round because they were much worse off.
I suppose they were drunker than...
Yep.
Yes, Beerio Kart.
So if you take away the shot, it's maybe a little bit more fun, but...
right.
It's still too much because when you drink that fast, you're probably just going to throw up from drinking so much liquid so quickly, not even the fact that it's alcohol.
Right, alcohol, yeah, right.
Yeah. So, but that was my closest experience to yours. I don't think it quite compares.
Yeah. Like I said, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but...
Except for the whipped cream in the ear.
Yeah, that part was a little bad, but... and the whole mayo and pickle juice concoction was not as terrible as I thought it was going to be.
I tried a pickle juice soda. On a stream.
Interesting.
Once. Yeah, and like your experience, I was like, this really isn't all that bad.
Mm-hmm.
There was a sweetness to it, and obviously it was fizzy, but it did have that dill flavor to it.
Huh.
But I was like, I could actually probably drink another one of these. It really wasn't that bad.
Right.
So, surprising what pickles go well with.
Right. Pickles go with everything. Why not?
Well, there's our pickle topic for the evening.
Yes, sir. Pickle topic for the evening. And we can welcome Nate back, I guess.
Hey, how's the kid? He's not on the headphones yet.
Oh, no, he is. He's just... I think he's just still peeved that it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Hoping the punishment would be worse.
Yes.
No, boy, that sounds like a good one. I'm gonna have to go watch that.
No. What are you thinking about Beerio Kart?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just wondering what happened to this podcast when I was gone.
Oh, it was tons of fun.
Yeah.
I heard the recapping of the pie in the face.
Yep.
And the punishments you did.
Yep.
And all of a sudden we're talking about drinking in Beerio Kart, which I know what Beerio Kart is, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey.
I've never done it, but I know what it is.
Right.
It's not a great idea.
It's not a smart idea at all.
And again, we do not condone drinking and driving. So
that's why you pull over.
Even digital driving.
Even digital driving. Right. And it's not even that you pull over. Just don't do it, please.
Yeah.
But no, you'll just have to rewatch the podcast.
Follow our advice, not my actions.
Right.
I've never drank while I was driving. Is that
Oh God.
Oh boy.
No, I've never had an alcoholic beverage in my car, but I am not gonna lie. I have gotten a little too tipsy and drove. Don't do it. It's not good. I've never been in an accident, never been pulled over, never, knock on wood, had anything bad happen from it. But sometimes people, they do that and they do that, say a dozen times. Mm-hmm. It just takes the one time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's not like I'm not aware as I was driving that I was inebriated. You could tell. Mm-hmm. I knew even in my subconscious as I think everything's fine. It's like, it's not really fine. I can't read that stop sign. I know where I am. So everything's memorized, but if I can't read the stop sign, what else am I not seeing?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I did hit some people and I just never found out.
Yeah. I think you would have figured it out. I think you would have figured it out.
There might have been a thud.
Yeah.
And then I might have, did I hit a deer? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a person.
Yeah. Might have been a cracked windshield. Might have been something. Yeah.
But as I said, do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
I have not, it's been years, many, many years since I last drank and drive. Don't do it. It's not smart. Never smart. I don't care if you want to, if you want to play some Mario Kart and turn into a drinking game, whatever. That's video games and drinks. As long as you're home, right. It's whatever.
Just kidding.
Right.
But, I don't know. It was interesting.
And there's our PSA for the night.
I don't think we've ever talked about drinking on this podcast. Is that a first? I mean, I've had streams where I've drank. And here's what's funny. Oh. Whenever I live stream and I'm doing drinks, right? Like, if I get a super chat, I'll do a shot or something like this. People are always like, why are you advertising doing something that's bad for your health? And I'm like, first off, have you seen me? The last thing I'm worried about in my life is alcoholic beverages going into my body. Yeah. It's the Domino's pizza sitting on my desk right now that I worry more about doing in my body than the one time I drink in 3 months.
Right.
And two, it's not like I was advertising to people to get, and I even say this during the stream, like, now, even when you see me drink during the stream, I'm not saying you, too, should just go get wasted and lose control of yourself.
Right.
You guys have never seen me lose control of myself on stream. You see me get tipsy, but I know where I'm at. Mm-hmm. You don't see me vomiting. You don't see me unable to contain myself or doing things stupid or start streaking in the stream, which will get my channel banned.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, those streams are nothing compared to the karaoke stream that I did. So,
What?
Yes, I did a karaoke stream. It is so far, if I just want to have a monetary value, my most profitable stream of all time. People were paying for requests, so it was. It got a little nuts. It got a little nuts. Yes. There was when you have to end it with the stupid Jake Paul song.
Oh God, yeah, no.
It's every day, bro.
Oh gosh.
Oh my God. Anyways, Fivejay, please say you've never heard that song.
I don't think that I have.
Okay, don't. It is the worst piece. If you appreciate music at all, is not the worst piece of music I've ever heard, but the worst piece of music from a video that's popular that people like.
Right.
That I've heard. And we've heard some terrible pop music. This is just well beyond this.
Yeah. I'm sorry, when you can't keep on your beat, there's
like I was trying to sing it, and I'm like, okay, listen to the first part because he's on the beat for like the first handful of lines. I'm like, okay, I get it. So I start singing the song on the beat. I'm all of a sudden I'm like, why am I like 3 lines ahead of him and on beat? And what is he doing?
Yeah,
he just changed up the time of the song with his words, but the beat stayed the same.
Right.
What is he doing?
And then you get the people rapping in Spanish who are actually on beat too, and you're like, wait.
Well, they have more talent.
Right. Well, hey, you guys could always do karaoke to a song that I made.
Ooh. What's this?
Oh,
might have to kick off a show with this sometime.
Yeah, right.
But you can't just drop that and not say anything. What are we talking about?
So it was actually a school extra credit thing. So in my accounting class, yes, accounting, math, all that stuff.
Nice.
It was worth an entire test grade.
Holy cow.
If you made a rap video that was on an accounting subject.
You didn't tell me there was a video involved.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Please tell me the video still exists.
Oh, it exists.
Has it seen the light of day?
Well, I assume it hasn't seen the light of day past the school.
No, I think it has.
Oh, is it on your channel? Please say it's on your channel.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I think it needs to be.
That should not only be on your channel, that should be the trailer for your channel.
Yes.
Nice.
Is there music to it too? Or please say there's not just freelancing, no music. Okay.
So I was very confident in my ability to do it because I got a Mac in 2008, a MacBook.
Oh, sure.
You know, at the peak of the Mac commercials, right?
Oh, yeah.
So Mac was never more popular.
Yeah.
So I had this Mac, freshman in college, and what do I want to do but play around in GarageBand?
Oh,
Sure. That's what you got to do back then.
I made a bunch of songs in GarageBand that was really funny to me, where I was like, hey, I want to make like techno songs, but minus like 10 minutes of time. So it's like micro techno.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
A more
I made
digestible
micro
version
techno
of techno.
songs, and I was confident in my ability to make a really crappy rap song.
Well, I mean, to make a crappy rap song, anyone can do that.
Oh, yeah.
Just watch It's Every Day,
It's
bro.
like almost 90s style rap, you know, like purposefully corny.
That's all right. 90s style rap's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get today's rap, and then you add country to it, so it becomes crap.
That's pretty good.
Isn't that Kid Rock what he does?
5J, we need to make a bigger deal out of this video. I think you need to send it to me so we put it in the podcast.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
We need to have a cut right now. Enjoy the 5J accounting rap.
Ooh.
This is literally a 4-minute video.
That is fine.
Do we send
That's such a small part of the podcast. That's
Do we
all
send
right.
off the podcast with that?
Sign off the podcast.
Yeah.
We are ending 2017 with a 4-minute rap about accounting.
Right.
That's great.
You know what's funny is I guarantee you if I think it's catchy, the first podcast we do coming back in 2018, I'm going to start off. I'm going to start off doing the rap.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just so you know, it's actually very catchy.
Oh snap!
Oh boy.
Okay. See now I just gotta get the lyrics down. I bet you 2018 I'm gonna play the music. We're gonna hook up to the mixer. We're gonna play the music and we're both gonna start rapping to it.
Yeah.
Kicking off 2018.
Yeah.
That's the only if it's good. I haven't heard it yet. The first time I'm gonna hear it is I guess when it's edited in.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if he gives me the file, I'll watch it for him because I just have to know.
Right.
I gotta know what we're getting into here. Oh man, what a random podcast for Nintendo Prime.
Oh, for
today.
sure.
I don't know what the heck you guys talked about besides pickles.
You'll have to watch the
podcast
to find out.
Plus there was what else? We talked about Disney.
Yep.
We talked about Nintendo.
About what we were playing.
Yeah.
What were you playing? Oh, what are you playing?
Oh, I was just playing Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah,
lately.
yeah. Actually, you've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild lately.
We had this discussion, Nate.
Yes,
what have you been playing?
What have I been playing? Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
DLC, baby?
Champions Ballad, I assume?
Champions Ballad. That's what I played today. I put it in a video we made today, some footage of it, but don't worry, guys, I've been spoiler warning the footage. Complain about me watching me fight. I'm sorry, spoiler warning, watching me fight the same boss I've already beaten before.
Yeah, well, you could spoiler warning and put spoilers right in the title of your...
I did, yeah. Oh, so get this. We're going to talk about this just because I got to get... 2017 is the last year that I had officially could call myself editor-in-chief of Zelda Informer. Okay, my editor-in-chiefness of that website ended right before this channel really blew up, which is whatever. No longer working there afforded me more time here, and I feel like my dedication here directly led to how this has grown into, I guess, a decent-sized thing. But I still run their Facebook page. Maybe I won't after this podcast goes live. But I still run the page.
Hold on. Time out. Are you okay with losing it if it happens?
I was supposed to be done on December 1st. So
all right.
I'm kind of coasting at this point.
All right.
But
it was just giving me the option out.
We posted an art. And the thing is, this isn't getting posted at Zelda Informer. Some of the people that were critical of me when I would criticize their work on the Zelda Informer page, so I said, fine, I won't do that anymore. You're right. It's not my place anymore. I'll just post your stuff up and leave it alone. And a certain article got posted up that had a Star Wars spoiler in it.
Not necessarily in it. In the
title.
What?
You have your phone? Let's look it up right now. So I'll read the title exactly.
Let me go get it.
All right, so we're gonna read the title exactly here. So I am going to warn you if you haven't seen, if you haven't seen the second Star Wars, episode 8. It's not the second movies, but episode 8.
Make sure you put the spoiler spoiler warning in the description, so people don't jump to this on accident.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
there's not going to be topic timestamps or anything for this podcast, anyways.
Okay.
So,
well, you might want to put a spoiler warning at certain timestamp.
But yeah, we are gonna spoil something that. Well, it's a major thing that happens, but it's because I want to bring up something about my former employer that makes me really happy that I'm doing Nintendo Prime. But I had to post this on their Facebook page because I still run it. Don't have a choice. Oh, jeez. I don't even know where it is now. You went to the Facebook page. Why didn't you go to the... You're on the Zelda Dungeon Facebook page, too. You're on the wrong Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
It's the Zelda Informer.
Oh.
Just because they merged.
Right. Sorry.
They're still...
bad.
Anyways, you could have just went to the website, too. ZeldaDungeon.net. I know. Enjoy this free advertising, Zelda Dungeon.
Might have to go to the...
It's down here.
It's coming.
It's coming. I'm scrolling. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to tap on it because the full title isn't showing up in the app here. But
lucky.
but it's still everyone notices. So
for sure.
Here we go. Spoiler warning right now about the second movie Star Wars on a Zelda website. By the way, just all right. It's an editorial. It is titled "Luke Skywalker and the Hero Shade: Comparing and Contrasting the Two Fallen Mentors." And I in the comment section, here's the game. Andy, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I just can't see how you didn't see the connection, and that no one that looked at your work didn't see this connection. But I wrote in the comment section, I said, just throwing this out here, as it got the expected reaction on social media. I was talking on the Zelda Farm Facebook page that I expected. You might not want to throw the biggest spoiler in the entire movie in the title. A spoiler warning, because he did include a spoiler warning after the title.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't help when the biggest spoiler of the whole movie is in the title. Mm-hmm. And then this guy named Drebadite responded and said, but wait, what's the spoiler? Are we seeing different titles? Mine reads Luke Skywalker and the Hero Shade, comparing and contrasting two fallen mentors. If you're complaining about the fallen part, I think it was basically saying Luke was already fallen at the first new movie. He messed up and his career as a teacher didn't work on, so he took on early retirement. But here's the thing. We didn't know he was a teacher in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was not mentioned in The Force Awakens. That alone, the fact you're mentioning the spoiler from the second movie as... one, it means you watched the second movie. Congratulations. Uh-huh. And two, you're referencing something that no one would know about until they saw the second movie. Uh-huh. So you can't defend the title as referencing the first movie if you don't even know what the reference is if you just watched the first movie. So that's number one. Number two, and I said that's not the way I see it at all. I think what it is being compared here, you have a dead Link in spirit form compared to Luke Skywalker in the new movie. Luke wasn't fallen in the first movie. He was hiding. Yes. It was messaged to us the entire movie as he's in hiding. Mm-hmm. We don't know why. We don't learn that till the second movie. Mm-hmm. And actually, having fallen, hiding and fallen are two different things, especially when comparing a character in a video game that is dead. Hence, dead character compared to a character alive at the end of Force Awakens. Sure, there's no spoiler at all when you use the word fallen. Mm-hmm. And then Andy says, yeah, sorry for spoiling The Force Awakens. No. And I'm like, Andy, bro, The Force Awakens ends with Luke Skywalker found and alive, whereas the character you're comparing to in Twilight Princess is dead and just a spirit. To compare a dead character who is just a spirit to Luke and talk about fallen implies, hey, Luke also fell, aka he's dead, which he was not in Force Awakens. We don't know why he wasn't hiding. We knew he was alive. We knew he wasn't hiding. We didn't know what he did. We had no idea. Another spoiler warning. He taught Kylo Ren. We didn't know we didn't know he was a teacher. We didn't know he had his own Jedi Academy. We didn't know anything about this stuff. This is in the
there was implications, but I don't remember what was explicitly stated.
No, it was said. Leia said some stuff about why Luke ran away after something. She didn't really mention what happened. But she said he's alive. They just can't find him. And they need to find him because he could save them. Yeah. So like the whole movie was. I mean, you guys, Force Awakens, we could talk about that. The whole movie was about trying to find Luke, basically. That's what the Rebel Alliance was trying to do.
Right.
They needed the map. They wanted to find Luke because they thought that him being the final Jedi that they know is alive could be the answer to their prayers and stopping the First Order. Especially since they had Kylo Ren, who's a Sith, and blah, blah, blah. So they wanted their own Jedi to fight a Sith. Okay, cool. but we don't know why he ran away. We don't know why he isolated himself. We don't know anything that really happened. Now, you could argue we do.
I think Han mentioned that he started some sort of academy, and all he said was that a student turned against him. They didn't get into specifics.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
We're talking about a fall, and when he says, he's a fallen mentor.
Yeah.
I don't remember the word mentor even being mentioned in the Force Awakens.
And not to mention, the word fallen generally means dead.
Well, and here's the thing.
Fallen hero.
Even if you want to say it doesn't mean dead, the comparison was a character that is dead.
Right.
To a character who we now know is dead in this, or dies at the end of this movie. Supposedly. I mean, he floats off and he joins the Force.
It's Star Wars, so he could pull Yoda.
Yeah. Well, Yoda died. And he's now a spirit.
Right.
So, I think that's really what happened is Luke kind of just became one with the Force and became a spirit.
Right.
Theory, of course. We don't know 100%. But basically, he's no more. He's not like this standalone living, humanoid character anymore. So, yes, obviously part of me is saying the spoilers because I know I've seen the movie, but it's not just that. It's because you're connecting a character that's dead and in spirit form to a character that is now dead and in spirit form. And using the word fallen in between. You're talking, and I understand that the article is dealing with the mentorship about how so-and-so, Luke was a mentor to, in this case, to Rey, and then or to these other past characters, and that Link, this Link from Twilight the Princess, the spirit of the hero is from Ocarina of Time and is mentoring the new Link. I understand the connection he's trying to make in the article, even if I think it's a little bit weak, because Luke failed when he was a full-time mentor, and he didn't really do much to help Rey either. So
he accidentally helped just by confessing failure.
It was an accident.
Okay, let's not do that.
It's such a bad comparison. And at least Andy, if you're listening, I'm not trying to crap all over you. I just feel like this was a bad premise for an article. But my issue isn't that you wrote the article. My issue is the title. And everybody on social media, there's not a single comment on the entire thing on Facebook that has anybody saying anything about thanks for spoiling it. I'm unliking the page. We lost over 500 likes on the page because of that piece. Or they did. I guess it's not my page. So it's just one of those things that, and again, obviously, if he had mentioned this, wrote about it 6 months from now, it wouldn't be a big deal, in my opinion. If you really wanted to see Star Wars and not be spoiled, it's already on DVD at that point. You've had ample opportunity. So at that point, it's your own fault if you haven't seen Star Wars. But man, the thing is, I don't want to trash what they're doing, and I don't want to. Yeah, that's it. It's sloppy. Right. It's inconsiderate of what the implications of that word can be. When especially when Andy responds to me and says, "Sorry, I spoiled the Force Awakens." Nothing you talk about in the article is really even about Force Awakens.
Did they take the article down? Did they change the title?
No, they left it up.
That's irresponsible.
And that's the thing. It's like you're talking about a dead hero comparing to a hero that we now know is dead. And even if, you only know that because you saw the movie, it's fine. That's the whole point. I haven't seen the movie. So you're comparing a dead character to Luke Skywalker. You're going to assume he's dead then in the movie.
Especially when you use the word fallen.
It's
just a reasonable conclusion, yes.
Now, if you had at least started off, one word can fix this. At the very beginning of the title, the first word everyone sees, write spoiler, and then put that's it. Spoiler : then there's the title. If you want to keep the spoiler in the title, just throw spoiler at the start, and everyone knows. Okay, maybe their curiosity gets the best of them. Is to tell the website spoiler for what? And then but that's their fault. Then at least you warned them. Look, there's a spoiler of something in this title. Do not read it if you don't want to be spoiled on something. And then if you see the image, which clearly has Luke Skywalker front and center, you would know. Okay, there's obviously Star Wars spoiler. We don't read that title. But whatever, it is what it is. I don't run the place there anymore. I'm not going to say I never made mistakes while I was editor-in-chief. We made mistakes with Zelda spoilers and stuff in the past, but I've learned from those mistakes, and Andy and the rest of the people are going to have to learn as well. And I think my problem with Andy's response is he couldn't admit that it was a mistake. Oh, sorry, I spoiled an older movie. It's not what you spoiled. But he can't see that. Because just like me, who's seeing the second movie, it's one of those, you and your brain when you're writing titles, and this happens to me even in videos, you're writing titles, and the way that you're perceiving that title in your brain, you assume is how everyone else perceives it.
Right.
But that's not how reality works. You have to it's hard to learn this, but you have to think outside the box. When you write a title for something, whether it's a video, an article, or anything, you have to consider what angles could the audience possibly get out of that title. And I've made mistakes here in Nintendo Prime like that. You know, and it's okay. Are they going to take this title as a fact? Are they going to not read it as an opinion or as a discussion? What can I do to change that around and make it more obvious without just putting opinion in the title, which just feels lame? Right. Like without putting spoiler in the title, how can you still have a coherent title that makes people want to read what you're talking about and know you're talking about Star Wars and Zelda? There's ways to do that, and I feel like it's something Andy's going to have to learn. It's something that the whole team's going to have to learn. But it also makes me thankful that I don't have to be there to help teach them anymore, because the hardest thing to do when I was editor-in-chief is teach. Because you're teaching a bunch of volunteers. I'm paid. Blah, blah, blah. Even before I got paid. I'm at the top. And you're trying to teach these people how you would like this stuff done, or what the proper etiquette is for what we've always done. And some people just don't want to listen, for starters, which is fine. It's their right not to listen.
They're not paid.
Yeah, exactly. But it's also just everyone requires different teaching methods. Here at Nintendo Prime, it's just me, baby. I decide the title of everything. I decide the thumbnails of everything. If it's a mistake, it's on me, and I can learn from it. I take your guys' feedback, and even if I might be initially combative, like it seemed like Andy was there, I'll eventually step back and I'll be like, okay, wait a second. There's enough people complaining. What's why? There's something to this. Like you see the one complaint, and you're just like, oh, whatever. But then all of a sudden you see a dozen, and you're like, oh, okay, something's not right. And it was just like my title with talking about the Nintendo MPD stuff. When we brought that up before, where I gave a report on it like 5 days before the real MPD came out. Turned out I was right, but the way I titled it made it sound like it was a fact. I ended up having like the highest dislike to like ratio of any video I've ever done. Right. And the thing is, it was 100% factual at the end, but I couldn't. I presented it like it was a fact, and that was an issue. And that's something I knew I needed to improve on. Even though I ended up being right, it's not like I'm not going to say I didn't make a mistake. I should have made it more obvious in the title and the thumbnail that this is more of a report. This is what someone else is claiming is true. This was a leak. This is a leak. This is what someone is claiming is true. I can't confirm or deny. I can say, like I said in the video, that this place that does it does send out early. I know that for a fact. I can say that this place in the past has had these reports correct. But I didn't see it with my eyeballs. Right. So don't take my word for it. Grain of salt, blah, 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 blah. That's not how I presented it. Because I just said, I had like a 90% feeling that this was legit. So I ran with it. Right. I ended up being right, but that doesn't mean that I was right in how I presented it. Right. But it took a while. It took me... It probably took me about a day or two before I just ruminating on it. And I even did a live stream response to it that night. And I just started thinking back, and I'm like, one, I've actually made this mistake before, but no one complained about it because it was a positive piece. What did I say happens when I make a negative piece on Nintendo? Lose 300 subs.
The fanboys go away.
Yeah.
Sorry,
exactly.
I just lost you 300 subs. My bad.
So... Because I did the exact same thing, but with a positive piece, everyone loved it. It had the highest like to dislike ratio I've ever had. Yeah. That's the way it goes, because it's news that supports a notion they already have in their head. Again,
they want to say that Nintendo fanboyism doesn't exist. All right.
Nah, it exists. We all know it exists.
Right. But
even if you are a fanboy yourself and you just don't think you are one, that's okay. Yeah. Right. The extreme end of fanboyism is really the problem. More so than anything. Of any, not just like Zelda or Nintendo or whatever. Like the extreme end of any sort of fan of anything is always bad. The extreme political ends are bad. The extreme ends of video game fandom is bad. The extreme ends of YouTube fandom is bad. Like, and what's always going to make it hard for us is that unlike other channels like Spawnwave or even Fivejay Gaming, we're Nintendo Prime with the word Nintendo in the name. So to many people, that implicates, oh, you are a channel that's positive on Nintendo all the time. You are a channel that is a bias towards making all these videos that just praises Nintendo. Because you obviously must be big Nintendo fans if you name your whole channel Nintendo Prime. And you are correct. We are big Nintendo fans. Right. I am I hate using this because it is the name of a website, but I am a Nintendo enthusiast. Just like I'm a tech enthusiast. Just like I am a video game enthusiast on the whole. but Nintendo is just the video game company I connect the most with.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a fanboy, and I've never considered myself to be a fanboy. The only thing I will say I have a direct bias on, for sure, 100% is Zelda.
Right.
My favorite franchise of all time.
Wait, what? You do?
Yeah, direct bias.
Never
on
guessed
Zelda.
that one.
I will always have a bias on Zelda. I know this. I know. The thing is, it's not like it's something. The hardest thing is when you have a bias towards something and you deny your bias. I'm not denying that I have I'm not even going to deny that I have a small bias towards Nintendo. Obviously, or I wouldn't have made a Nintendo channel.
Right.
But it's one of those. When I'm only accountable to myself, I found that it's a lot easier for me to correct mistakes. And I think that's when I look at Andy's piece. Like, I'm not mad at Andy.
Right. No.
It's not even on my website. I've seen the movie. I didn't get spoiled. I have no reason to be upset.
Right.
But
it's understandable why other people
well, the thing is, I still have a personal connection because I still run the Facebook page, right? And I built up that Facebook page from nothing to almost 850,000 or so followers. So it's like I felt bad posting that there, knowing that I knew what the reaction was going to be before I put it up, but I can't stop the reaction. I have no say or
spoiler
sway.
in your post of it?
I wrote spoiler.
Okay. So you did your role.
Well, that's all I could do. I'm like, I can't trash talk it or apologize for the title because it makes the author look bad.
Right.
Because they expressly told me, don't make us look bad when you put it on social media. So I'm like, well, I mean, the problem is it makes me look bad, too. Because I post it up like that, I say spoiler, and then all of a sudden they're complaining at me for posting it. And it's like, but, I mean, that's the content of the website.
Yeah.
I don't run it anymore, and they don't want to listen to my advice, so...
Yeah. And they shouldn't have to.
And they shouldn't have to. I don't work there. I'm not editor.
Right, exactly.
They have done everything. Massis has done everything in his power to disconnect me from the site as possible. Remember, but way back when he said, "Oh, we're going to keep you on as a special advisor in the management channel." I got removed from that like 8 months ago.
Yeah.
I don't even have access to the newsroom anymore. Why? And here's what's funny. I don't know why this happened. I think Massis forgot I had access to the newsroom. I still had access to the back end. And someone put up a piece but made a mistake in it and was asking, they weren't home, they asked if someone could fix it, and no one did anything. So I, out of the kindness of my heart, no responsibility, not paid for anything, went on the back end to see if I still had access. I did. I still had my full admin access even. So I went in the back end and I fixed the post for him. And then I just wrote in there, hey, I fixed your post for you. You know, just be more careful next time. That was it. Next day, I'm out of the newsroom. I helped out for free. It's just one of those things where like he did a lot to try to disconnect me from it all, and for the most part I'm okay with it. At this point, the site doesn't exist anymore. ZeldaInformer.com is done. Right. It's got merged in the Zelda Dungeon. My name is not associated with Zelda Dungeon in any way. Not even on social media because I only run the Zelda Informer Facebook page, not the Zelda Dungeon one. So I will always be connected with Zelda Informer. I have Zelda Informer merchandise. I probably have more merchandise of Zelda Informer in my house than Nintendo Prime, by far. I have business cards in my house still that have I mean, I should make new ones, but I haven't gone to an event where I need them yet.
Right.
But that's the thing. 2017 is going to be a year, when I look back on it, that was my final year being editor-in-chief of Zelda Informer. And that's always going to be tough for me to think back on that. Yep. But it's also when I got serious about Nintendo Prime. Because Nintendo Prime's been around since February 2016 as an idea, as a website. But 2017, it feels like that's when it was born. On April 30th, my final day, my goodbye post at Zelda Informer, Nintendo Prime was born out of those ashes. Again, remnants of it existed, but that's when it got serious. That's when we said, well, not even then, but it was shortly after that when we made this podcast every other week. We said, I'd talk to you and I'm like, I know we're doing this randomly. Sometimes we do 3 in a row. Sometimes it's not like 1 a month.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
yeah, it was.
Well, and I'm sitting here making content on YouTube. I'm like, these YouTube videos are kind of doing okay. We should probably be more regular. Let's dedicate every other week and maybe do a Patreon thing.
Yeah.
Little did I know, less than a month later, of doing the Patreon thing, we would hit our goal for $100 basically. Yeah. And be on to this weekly stuff because everyone's like, yeah, we want to hear you guys talk more, not just make news videos all the time. I'm like, shh.
I'm still trying to figure out why they want to hear me talk more, but oh wait, probably because they don't talk much at all. But
Nate, you're so rude.
It's the rapport.
Yes,
you're so rude, Nate. Oh my gosh. And before we sign out, because we're obviously getting towards the end here,
right?
You guys, if you're watching the video version, if you're just listening on audio, I'll tell you what we have on display here. We have the Link Nintendo Roid Deluxe Edition. I am going to include a link on Patreon, where the audio podcast comes first for $5 a month backers or more at patreon.com/NintendoPrime. Gotta get that plug in.
Yep.
And then on the I'm also going to, for the first time ever, actually post it on Podbean. That's where we post the audio version the next day after it lands on Patreon. And then the video version as well. We are giving away this Link Breath of the Wild Deluxe Edition. It is a $70 value. This is my personal one that I am giving away. It has all of the parts. I do need to go in and tape the one parts back on the back side of it. But everything is in it. Everything works. I've already confirmed that. And we are giving it away. There's a giveaway link down in the description. The giveaway ends New Year's Eve at 11:59 p.m. right before the 1st. And we will be announcing the winner. I don't know if I'll announce it on the 1st. It depends if I go out on New Year's Eve and if I'm alive the next day. But if I assuming I am alive, which I probably will be, I hope I'm alive.
Yeah, right.
I'll announce the winner that week because I think the 1st comes on a Monday, if I'm right.
Yes, the 1st on Monday.
So that sometime that week we'll have an announcement video, or if it's not a separate video, we might announce a new giveaway, and then at the beginning announce who won this, and I'll get in contact with you through email. That's how I've been doing it in the past. Not every giveaway we have done has been claimed yet. I've sent several emails out to all the winners.
Interesting.
It's weird when that happens. You get in this conundrum like, do I draw a new winner? And for one product, one thing, I actually did draw a new winner, and they didn't get back to me. So this is just a tip to people. When you sign up for these giveaways, be sure you put in an email that's active that you use. Don't be like, I'm going to log in with Facebook, but you don't actually use the email associated with the Facebook account.
Right, because guess what? That's where it's going.
That's where you're getting contact. That's the only direct contact I have with you is the email it gives me. So you need to make sure you're using an email that's active. On the bright side, it has saved me a little bit of money, but on the negative side, I feel bad because it's like the giveaways didn't complete. And I don't know what to do. When the one giveaway, I could say, when I give away a copy of Super Mario Odyssey, I have drawn 12 different winners. None of them have gotten back to me.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
That was months ago.
Yeah. So the thing is, I can't just keep drawing new winners. At this point, it's disingenuous and unfair to everyone.
Right.
Including myself. And it's unfair to people who followed us for that giveaway.
Right.
So please, when you do this giveaway, I want to make this right forever from this giveaway forward into 2018. Whenever you do a giveaway, please use an active email.
Right.
Please. Okay? I don't care if you logged in with Twitter. Guess what? It doesn't give me your Twitter handle. It gives me your email associated with your Twitter account. So please, 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 please. And if that means I need to require an email entry first, instead of requiring that you follow my YouTube page, fine. But you guys let me know if you want me to do that instead. Like, I require you give me an active email to enter. I can do that, but I'd rather not. I like the convenience of whatever platform you saw the giveaway on, enter with that platform. But again, not everyone. Like, I know, as an example, and I'm not faulting you guys. I never check my email that's associated with my Facebook account. It's an old Hotmail email. I only check it when I have to reset my password.
Yep.
When I have to reset my password, I know the login.
Yeah.
But like on my phone, I don't have that account on my phone. I'm checking all my Gmail accounts and my website accounts. I'm not checking my Yahoo account or my Hotmail account. I still have them. I don't use them.
Yeah.
So I understand that that you guys might be in that same situation as well, especially if you made these social media accounts a long time ago. Like I have. My Facebook account, God, I made that back when I was in high school, so.
Oh, yeah.
2004, 2005. And that was like around the time Facebook came out.
Yep.
When it was, you had to have a college email to get in, and yet it's my Hotmail email associated with my account. Don't ask me how that happened. I don't remember when that changed. Probably when they went public.
In 2006, they opened it up to high school if you were invited by somebody else.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I was on it before that, but you had to have been registered for college with a college email.
Sure.
And I had a college email at Stout, so that's how I got in. And I think when they finally opened it to the public, I didn't have the Stout email anymore, so I think I had to change it then.
Right.
And so I changed it to my Hotmail one, which I was using to log into my computer at the time. I figured, it's the easiest one for me to use.
Right.
Because I'm always going to remember that. I will never change the password on that since I made it.
Right.
Until they forced me to a year ago. And since they forced me to, my account has been hacked 4 times.
Unbelievable.
Let me tell you, here's the stupid thing. My password was Pokemon. That is it. That was my OG
Original.
password. The only time I used that password for anything. POK''EMON. That was it. That's my Hotmail password. It was my password for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
And then they forced me to change it with all the Outlook stuff because it didn't have a capital letter in it. Yep. Or I didn't have a number in it. And I've been hacked ever since.
Wow.
It is so dumb. I'm like, I know it's a simplistic password. That's why no one got it right.
Right.
And it wasn't one of those test 1, 2, 3, 4 admin. No. It's Pokemon.
Password.
It's a game I don't even talk about.
Yeah.
Probably should now at Nintendo Prime talk about it more often. Like the fact that there was a rumor out there now that Pokemon on Switch is being made with Unreal Engine 4, which suggests a 3D Pokemon and blah, 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 blah. And there's actually like an image out there showing like a guy making it and like anyways.
Pokemon concept. That went 5 points. You get to drink the mayo and pickle juice.
Wasn't from the Game Awards. But yeah, I think that's how we're going to end it. So make sure, if you haven't entered for this giveaway yet, go and do so. We actually don't have a lot of entries for this one. Unsurprising that it's not as popular as our 3-pack AAA third-party giveaway on Switch that had 3 of the biggest AAA games coming to Switch last month.
Yeah.
No surprise it's not quite as popular as that giveaway. But it feels nice that this is the last giveaway we're doing for 2017. One, because it's a product that is worth a decent amount of money that I just am not going to use personally, because I find it difficult to play with. But a lot of other people love these things. I see so many great photos. And on top of that, it's Breath of the Wild.
Right.
Breath of the Wild just won a ton of Game of the Years.
Yep.
Like everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And we just got the final DLC and just reported the same day that we're recording this that there will be no more DLC coming to Breath of the Wild. So it's like the final chapter of Breath of the Wild is here. We are closing the book once the calendar turns. And that's why I have to get Zelda Inquiries done next week.
Yeah.
Baby. I got to get that out before the end of the year.
Yeah.
But yeah. Speaking of Zelda Inquiries.
Oh, jeez.
5J.
What?
Have you beat the DLC?
No.
Are you close?
I'm about 2 beasts in.
Okay. So you got to the point where you're doing the champion things.
Yes, yeah. No, I beat Urbosa's challenge, and I'm on.
Yep, I beat that one.
Rivali's challenge.
Okay, I beat that one. I beat Mifa's.
Nice.
And I'm working on Daruk right now. And no, folks, I don't feel like this is a spoiler for it because it's the champions ballot, and we're just saying the champions' names.
All right.
Yeah.
If you beat it before I get Zelda Inquiries going next week, because I still have to beat it. I plan to beat it this weekend, I hope. You could be on Zelda Inquiries if you want to. It's going to be a show that talks just about the DLC. And then, obviously, a small tidbit about the future of, not the future of Zelda per se, but the future of Zelda DLC.
Sure.
So that's something we're going to get into. And for those who are wondering why we don't just do that on the podcast, Zelda Inquiries is kind of my throwback show. It actually started as Zelda Informer. But it was going to be weekly, but I kind of there's been one episode of it since I made this channel Nintendo Prime, and I kind of decided that I don't want it to be weekly. It's just too much. It's a lot of work. It's like a whole nother podcast. And 2, I need to make sure it's Zelda experts. So like, unfortunately, Eric, you're just not a Zelda expert.
I'm not offended.
And a lot of guests that we bring on the podcast aren't either. Right? I mean, Game Over Jesse is, but not everyone we have is. Like when we had. I just mentioned him earlier. Wolfden on.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a Zelda expert. He knows a lot, but he's not a Zelda expert. So, like, Zelda Inquiries was always about bringing Zelda, quote-unquote experts together, which are, they're fans, obviously. The biggest experts are Nintendo, but you're not going to get them to come on to give it, because then at that point, we're not going to be, like, theorizing. We're going to be like, just tell us what you're going to do with the next DLC.
Right.
Tell us, are you happy with this DLC? Tell us, why did you make this decision and not this one? And why you ended in here? Why does not everything have more voice acting about it?
And dang UEA.
Dang UEA. So that's what that show is. I plan to have a new episode of that out, hopefully within 3 or 4 days after the release of this podcast. I do all the editing on that. It is a lot of work, but it is fun. I can tell you guys right now, Game Over Jesse is going to be on it. He's already beat the DLC. He is rearing to go. And I'm looking to get maybe 2 other people, hopefully 5J, if not 5J, Somebody else. We don't have a set date to record yet.
Bergerson, right? He works with Jesse a lot.
Yeah, he does work with Jesse. It's funny. You bring up Bergerson. He actually technically still works at Nintendo Prime.
Oh, nice.
But he doesn't do anything.
I think that he does a lot with Game Over Jesse now.
Well, he does. And to be fair, he has a lot better deal with Game Over Jesse. Game Over Jesse gives him a cut of revenue and stuff, and that's fine. The thing is, I'm not upset about any of that. I've asked him, hey, would you like me to remove you, off the web? Like, he's not on the website, but like off of being in credits for anything. Mm-hmm. Like, just say you're not really part of Nintendo Prime anymore. And he's always like, no, I'm working on something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Huh.
You never know.
But then again,
it's huge.
Well, see, last time he said that, and I just kept doubting him. He brought out the Dragon Break theory on our channel that blew up with like 90K views. So it's kind of like, okay, do I say, sorry, man, I just, no,
Yeah.
put it on Game Over Jesse's channel, I guess, if you really want to do that.
Yeah.
Or do I say,
Okay.
yeah?
Oh, wait. Yeah,
Like it's worth the wait. For those who don't even know, I'll put a link down to the Dragon Break video as well. He's a way better content creator than I am. I think if he dedicated himself fully to YouTube, because he makes original content, right? He's not so much a news guy. He's been on the podcast before, so like he'll talk about news, but he is very good at original content. And if he had the time, I think he just doesn't have the time. He could have his own channel blow up, and I would funnel you. I'd be like, go watch his stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, watch his stuff, then come to me, because I release daily videos. He's doing original content 2-3 times a week. His content it is so good. In fact, you know what? Beyond the Dragon Break, every video he's ever released on this channel, I will put down there. I think there's like 5 of them. Some of them are older, analysis of Breath of the Wild before they came out. But you can just get a feel for it. Like when I say he's such a high quality editor, high quality scripter, he's way better at reading a script than I am. When I read a script, everyone's like, "We can tell you're reading." He reads a script, you're like, "Is he reading, or is that just him?" Mm-hmm. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's natural. I'm not natural with reading scripts, and some of that's on purpose, because when I'm doing a news video and I'm reading a quote, I want it to be obvious I'm reading a quote, right? Mm-hmm. So I want it to sound like I'm reading it, so people know this isn't me talking. This is a quote. Problem is, that's how I sound reading everything, including my own words that I wrote and should have memorized, but I don't. Because I wrote them down, so I won't have to memorize them.
Yeah,
you gotta get a teleprompter.
It's a circle.
Yeah, life is like a circle. And one thing I do want to announce before we head off is, starting with our first podcast that's going to release in 2018, we will have a new intro. We're not really talking about the Metroid Prime style animation thing. That's not going to change, because I don't even have an animator to help me with arguing with myself, so that's why that series hasn't come out yet. But I'm talking about where you guys tune in and we're like, hey, we're Nate and Eric from Nintendo Prime.
Yeah.
Check out this merchandise. You want this cup and this shirt and this hat and wait, what hat?
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyways, this really lame intro. I admit it's lame. And especially lame since it's on our audio version too, and it just doesn't make any sense. We're like, look at this, and they can't see this. So imagine what Nintendo Prime merchandise looks like. And you can buy it for
vibrant
yourself.
colors.
And you can buy it down in the description when there's no links to it in the description on the audio version. We're going to be redoing that intro. Eric doesn't know that yet, but whatever.
I knew it.
You figured, we talked about how it's going to be redone. Anyways, we're going to be redoing that intro a little bit. One, we're going to make it shorter. I think the last one was like 50-something seconds. We're going to try to cut it down to 30 and under, and just kind of zip through it. I also hope that I can announce some new merchandise at that time. Because some people have said, not so much that they don't like the merchandise we have, although some people prefer something more subtle. And I'm trying to find some people who could provide some more subtle, like cut out the Nintendo Prime, just have the bomb logo like on a pocket or something. I have been looking into some options for that. I have to be careful because we have existing partnerships with merchandise people, so I kind of got to make sure I'm not stepping on toes. Mm-hmm. But I am looking to launch new merchandise that's not just the same. Like, if you're watching the video version, I am wearing the Nintendo Prime logo massive on a T-shirt. And if it was an audio version, just look at the Nintendo Prime logo on Facebook or on anywhere.
Or just imagine.
Just imagine. It's a giant thing.
You can just imagine whatever you want.
Yeah, don't imagine whatever you want. Not whatever you want. So we'll be launching some new merchandise and stuff like that, just because I want to give you guys options. I've seen a lot of people express interest in the merchandise, which surprises me. We're such a small channel. Like, I understand, as much as I hate saying this, I understand why the Jake and Logan Paulers buy that merchandise, because they're huge fans and they want to show their fandom. And it's kind of like, that's the same reason I wear Zelda and Nintendo stuff all the time, because I'm a fan and I like showing off my fandom. So, like, it's the same reason, like, people are big enough fans that they would like to show the world that they're fans of, as Eric's over here, he's wearing a Wisconsin Badger shirt over here, showing off his fandom for Wisconsin. Yeah. That's just kind of what people like to do. So I get it. I just didn't think I was big enough for anyone to care. But
Twins, baby.
Apparently people care. And we've had people saying, dude, we'd like some more options. Like, can you do one with just the logo? Can you do one with, like, just the text or this? I'm like, I heard you.
Yeah.
I heard you. Well, we can make it happen. And obviously, I want it to happen as well, because I don't have a lot of Nintendo Prime merchandise. I have 3 shirts. I only know where 2 of them are. I don't have a third one. I really should look for that. I have a sweatshirt that got washed incorrectly, so the logo's kind of peeling, so I don't really wear that one as much anymore. I thought about just, like, going through and beating the logo off and then just putting our own back on so it looks like the stuff that's in. But then I'm like, that's kind of lying too. I don't want to lie to people. We also have the 2 the homemade ones we made. That was the first merchandise we ever had. We weren't selling it. It was just homemade.
Yes.
We made those for a live stream for E3, I think.
Yep.
Because we just wanted to be a little bit more again, what was the big theme for the Nintendo Prime this year? Trying to make things a little bit more professional.
A little bit.
Better audio equipment, better mixer, hopefully a new camera next year.
Right.
And new mics. I guarantee you, if I get a new camera, I'm buying mics. Period. These mics need to go. They need to get out of here. These mics suck. They get the job done. For $30, they get the job done. Yeah. They're fine for beginners. But now that I have, like, a professional mixer, I didn't like, they helped a lot.
Yes.
But it also made me realize the limitations of these microphones.
Yes.
And if you ever were in our studio here as we are adjusting things beforehand, you would understand the frustrations we get with these mics. It is the most frustrating thing I've probably ever had to deal with when it comes to audio.
Yeah.
The Blue Yeti that I have is factually a better microphone.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not that great for podcasting.
No.
Especially when you have multiple people in the room. It's fine for individual, one person.
Right.
You know, like if Fivejay's using the Blue Yeti, it's fine. He's the only person there.
Right.
It's great.
Yeah.
Or a Snowball or whatever. But that's not... These are proper condenser mics. We need to get good ones that you can have... Like, you'll hear it throughout this podcast. You're hearing me pop. Pop, pop, pop. You've heard Eric pop a few times. The filters on these aren't very good. There's not a whole lot we can do about it. They pick up too much stuff. A little bit too much from far away. If you drop a piece of paper in the other room, these mics will pick it up because they're too sensitive. And again, that's just part of having cheap condensers. But again, that's what I'm looking forward to in 2018. All these improvements and Zelda inquiries next week, and also I will have a video coming out for the future of Nintendo Prime.
Ooh.
Landing. It's not going to be one of those pledge videos. Oh my god, it's the first. So I got to make all these pledges. I pledge to lose 80 pounds this year just so I look better in the camera for you guys.
I pledge allegiance.
Believe me. And I can't even do it anymore. As soon as I busted the Donald Trump, I'm done. That's going to do it. But we'll have a video coming out where I'm just kind of detailing my roadmap. I've always said Nintendo Prime, I want to be transparent with you guys. There's going to be a roadmap to 2018. Obviously, the roadmap's not going to cover the entire year. I'll have kind of a general gist of key milestones I want to hit, but Nintendo controls a lot of that as well. What games they release, what happens. Do we end up going to E3? Do we not go to E3? Probably not. I guarantee there's like a 3% chance I go to E3. But then if we partner with someone and they're like, hey, look, here we have Flight Hotel for you. Why the heck wouldn't I go?
Right.
So, partners out there.
Yeah.
We want to go to E3. Get that footage, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Get those
stretch
interviews.
goal. Bring 5J with.
Oh, yeah.
Stretch goal.
It's a stretch goal to get us to go.
Well, here's the funny thing. When I was doing that karaoke live stream, there were people that said, we want you to go to E3. Because they want coverage. I think some of them might have watched the old Zelda Informer one.
Oh, yeah.
When we did the podcast after E3.
And that was actually a really good episode.
That for everyone who complains that I talk too much or this and that, watch that podcast. It is the best podcast I've ever done. Mm-hmm. And it was hodgepodge together, late night in a hotel room.
Literally sitting on our air conditioner in our hotel room.
We somehow made it work. But it was just a very well-rounded podcast. We only had the one Blue Yeti mic, but we made it work. Still recorded with my phone, much like we do today, but it was just really, really, really good conversation. Mm-hmm. And because all this hands-on experience at E3, it's just a completely different conversation being an onlooker versus getting hands-on.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like that's why we want you to do hands-on. We want that podcast. We want your individual videos. We want demos. We want to see what you think of playing the game after playing the game. Mm-hmm. We want to see, more videos like Step Talus, which, by the way, you guys might not know who Step Talus is because they changed his name in Breath of the Wild. It's now Stone Talus. But it was Step Talus.
Yeah, that's still a touchy subject.
It's only touchy because of our experience at E3, more so than that video itself. That video itself blew up on the channel. Could have blew up even more.
Right.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. We want to go to E3, and they're like, well, you should just start running like a fundraiser like CND did. Right? CND did this whole, hey, I want to be the first in line at New York. I can't afford it. Can you help me pay? I'm going to do a fundraiser and keep doing streaming, raising funds. I brought up this issue then, and I'm bringing it up now because I know some of you guys are going to bring it up. You want to go to E3? Well, we'll help fund you. Just start in January, start fundraising every single month. My problem is what happens if I don't hit the fundraising goal and I can't go? Mm-hmm. It's not just as simple as, I can refund you. Mm-hmm. Yes, of course I would refund you, but there's fees with every donation and everything.
Right.
So then it's going to cost me money to refund.
Right.
Even if some of you guys are like, we don't care if you refund, then use it for your family. But then I'm being disingenuous with donations. You can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's bad.
Well, you can put out that, if you don't make
if it's up front that if we don't make it, the money goes towards this.
A camera or mics
or goes towards equipment. And we will show receipts
for sure
of what we purchased so you know. And like if any money went to something else, then you can chastise. Like we can do something like that, but I'm just so afraid of being like, look, to send one of us $3,000. Mm-hmm. That'll cover flight, hotel, anything else that happens there. Mm-hmm. Food, everything. Like you might be like, food. I'm like, it's all part of the budget. Mm-hmm. And as Eric and I found out, it's expensive.
Especially if we go for pizza again.
That pizza was good.
What pizza?
Oh, the pizza out in LA. There was the one.
Fat tomato pizza.
Yeah, fat tomato. Oh, so good.
It's like the best pizza I've ever ate in my life.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It was so good we ordered it twice in a row.
Big shout out to Fat Tomato.
Oh, yeah.
If you're ever in LA sometime, guys, look up the Fat Tomato Pizza joint. It's by one of the Holidays. Holiday Inn Expresses, but
I think there's a couple of them.
There might be, but the one we got from was from a couple blocks down the road, and it was so good.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, as I said, I guess now Eric brought up a reason for me to do it. Be like, well, if you're upfront, you just say, look, if you don't get this, we'll invest it.
Yeah.
Again, I guess you guys let me know down in the comments if that's something you're interested in, because I was of mind that I just don't want to fundraise and not hit our goal. I'm so afraid of not hitting our goal. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Even when we get super chats in our live streams, it's really from like the same 5 people every time.
Right.
And I don't want to drain their bank accounts.
Right.
Thank you guys so much for your support, of course. Mm-hmm. Most of you guys are also Patreon backers. Most of you also subscribe to somewhere. You guys are awesome. You guys make what I do possible, along with all the rest of you viewers. Mm-hmm. But, if some people say, why don't you just use your ad revenue off YouTube? Well, what am I getting paid next month? I showed you.
Yeah.
$550 or something?
Yeah.
That's going to pay to go to E3, huh? So how am I paying my rent and my electric and everything else?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Obviously, I have other revenue streams than just that. But the point is that Nintendo Prime doesn't make enough money to send me to E3. So, or Eric.
Not yet. Right. One day, maybe.
Right. It's one of those things that I also don't want to go by myself, because I need at least someone to hold the camera. Bare minimum. Mm-hmm. They found out can't trust the reps.
No.
And obviously, I'd bring my own stand and everything too, but it's still one of those things that I have a hard time trusting people. So even if I set it up and like Eric and I are playing like 2 demos next to each other, like we were during that E3, I would still like someone else to be there besides me who can make sure my camera doesn't get jacked as I'm playing the demo.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if I don't need the man, look, I'm at it, I set it up, it's recorded. You don't have to just glance at, over there once in a while, make sure it's still there. If it's not, tell a rep so they can look at footage and figure out who took it.
Yeah.
Before they leave.
Right.
Especially once we get the professional grade camera.
Yeah.
But the cell phone, I technically have an insurance plan.
Right.
$150 new phone.
Right.
You steal a $500 camera, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you can theoretically, I guess, put insurance on it, but
I'm not. Well, here's the thing. If I have a camera at the start of next year, it's because my lovely, lovely parents got it for me for Christmas. Because it was my number one item on my Christmas list. My parents always get one big item every year. And I'm kind of hoping they get me it. I mean, I did note in there, like, I really, really want this bad. Last year, I really, really wanted an office chair. And they got me one. And it was an expensive one. But they got me one because it's what then my parents know. They know because they work on computers too, how important it is to have a good seat.
oh yeah.
Yes.
Even just for your
one
health.
for myself too.
Even just for your health. I mean, yes, I should have a standing desk eventually that I can move it up and down, stand for part of my workday. I have flat feet, so I can't stand the entire workday. But even if I just stood for an hour or two while I worked, just throughout the day, that would be good too. But when you are sitting, you do need proper support so they can hold your weight, something that you feel comfortable in. And when you get out of it, you're not feeling like all sore and everything. And that's why I got this chair. And same with the camera. The camera isn't about my comfort. It's just about making what I do better and easier. I can record video without it. I don't need it. But it makes what I do easier and better. It makes me be able to have my phone in front of me for notes and looking things up quick. When you got to get up and go with your phone, you shouldn't have to do that. I should have mine right here.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Right.
Because it's over there. I'm like literally right now as we're making this podcast, my fiance can't get a hold of me.
Yep.
Something happens to her. I have no idea. We don't have a home phone. I'm done.
Yeah.
My only mode of communication is right there, and then a computer that is too far from away for me to read.
Right.
If she messaged me on Facebook or something.
Right.
So I don't know. Anyways, folks, we will catch you in 2018.
Yeah. Well, follow 5J.
Yeah. We'll follow that guy.
Yeah.
You heard it earlier in this podcast. He's going to start making more videos.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on what I want for my channel.
Yeah. Do you know what type of content you want to do yet?
No, not exactly. And I also have to consider my own time constraints.
Well, sure. Yeah, don't be crazy
I feel
like
I'm
me.
in this constant grind of having to churn out content and then not having time to sort of improve on my channel. So
you want to actually enjoy the content you put out.
Well, yeah.
Really
one, you should take a break to figure it all out. Yeah, that's important. I took a break too before, even when I was still at Zelda Informer, I basically was done in that final month and didn't do anything. So I kind of took that month to evaluate what I wanted Nintendo Prime to be. And it's important for you to do that as well. And then don't bite off more than you can chew. That's always a bit like I didn't start off doing videos every day. I didn't start off having this podcast every day. I didn't start off doing live streams 3 days a week. I do live streams now 3 nights a week, but I built up to it, right? And like Fivejay, you stream a lot.
I did. I feel like I'm streaming less than I used to, though. So I got all sorts of problems to work out now.
Well, and and life happens.
Yep.
And it's important to remember, like, Fivejay doesn't make a living doing any of this.
Right.
I don't make a dime technically from doing this.
So it's one of those things where, when he talks about expanding his YouTube channel, he's basically like a new YouTuber that has to figure out. And this is I get asked this so many times by YouTubers, like, how do you build a channel? Like, well, don't use what I did, because I've technically been a YouTuber for 9 years. Didn't make a cent until August of this year. So it's like, don't follow my method because you should be making money a hell of a lot sooner than getting close to 30,000 subs. But what you have to do is you have to figure out what's your little niche going to be.
Yep.
Because you're not going to do something that no one has literally never done before. Because there's just someone who's done everything. I mean, you could probably figure out maybe something, but then if you type it in, someone might have done it that have never been viewed for it.
You could eat a habanero and drink mayo pick. Oh, wait.
But it's not doing that. It's also being yourself. This is an advice I can give to 5J, which I don't think I need to give him advice in this regard. Right. But even to other YouTubers out there, don't fake who you are when you make videos.
Oh, definitely not.
Because it's going to come back to bite you later. And this is why I even mentioned, before, like, when I didn't want to talk about that certain topic, NPD and individual video, because I can be cocky. I fully admit I can be cocky. And
I know you can.
if it comes out in my videos at times, it's because it's part of who I am. And I'm not going to hide that. I try not to show that side, so you could say I'm trying to act, but the side I'm showing you is still me.
Unless you beat me in games, then the cocky side comes out all the time.
It's like only when I feel like I was going to lose.
Oh, yeah.
So it's either when I thought I was going to lose the whole time, because basically anytime we play Madden especially, I always assume I'm going to lose because for some reason, like the past 4 years in Madden, Eric's just been better than me. Flat out better.
Yeah.
In every way. Every conceivable way, he's better. He has better composure than I do. Like, he builds a big lead. He rarely ever coughs it up.
Right.
I build a big lead. I'm guaranteed to cough it up. At least I was.
That's because you get cocky and you decide to...
That's my point.
You decide to
I start to screw around.
Stupid
I screw around.
stuff, yeah.
Because I'm like, I have a huge lead. I can't blow this. I'm going to do some crap. Let's start doing flea flickers. Let's do this. Let's do a reverse. Oh, man, he's triple covered. Let's do a jump ball.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah.
Or crap, I'm about to get sacked. Don't throw it away. Because I never throw the ball away anyways. But throw it to the flat.
How many years ago did you not know the throwaway button?
I knew there was one. I still don't remember which one it is.
Oh, my gosh.
Isn't it clicking the left stick?
Right.
The right stick?
Yeah, right.
One is pump fake, one is throw.
Right.
I can't remember which one's which.
Right throwaway.
And the thing is, if I actually memorize that, that's one thing in Madden. Like, I used to compete in professional Madden tournaments and everything, and I'd actually do well. But because it wasn't you. I had this thing when I got a weakness. Just in video games in general, I have a weakness where I feel like, one of three situations happens. One, it's a game that I rock at, and I think I'm just gonna kick your ass, and then I find out you're good too, even if you've never played it before.
When we first started Puyo Puyo.
Oh yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna kick your ass, and then Eric's just destroying me in Puyo Puyo. I'm like, what's going on? And then I came back and I started doing well too because I didn't know how Puyo Puyo worked.
Right.
And he figured it out like this, and I'm just like, what? And then I started by mimicking exactly what Eric was doing. And then
yes, it did.
And then I started beating him because I was better at Tetris than he was. He was way better at Puyo than me. Madden and NBA 2K, like we used to play NBA games a lot before, mostly college, but still, even in NBA 2K, like it started out where you were kind of taking it to me pretty easy, and I had played this game a lot more than you, and I'm like, what is going on right now? When's the last time you played a basketball video game?
A while ago.
A long time ago. What? I'm just good.
Yeah.
and now lately, like we restarted because I was too easy for me to win.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I said it was because my team.
I don't know. I think the game
better.
just hated me.
Or I'm just better than you.
Yeah. I think the game just hates me.
Anyways, so there's those situations, and then there's the ones where you'll come over. I hate saying that. I never told you this. You'll come over, and I can tell you're upset, right? You had a bad day.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, do I beat him? Or do I let him win?
I know.
Because I'm like, if I let him win, he's going to feel better about himself.
Yeah.
Well, just slightly. Even if he realizes in the game, I let him score that final touchdown.
Right, yeah.
I came out and field goal blocked and gave him.
Yeah, right.
Like, whatever. He knows. He'll just say you're an idiot. You shouldn't have did that. Yeah. But you get that little smile, like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But then there's like, there'll be a moment where I'm thinking about letting you in, and all of a sudden you are winning, and I didn't mean to have you in. Then I get mad, and so then I come back and I beat you, and then you're just like, whatever, nothing can go right from everybody's like, am I a bad friend? My competitive juices came forward when my friend needed this victory for his moral support, and I ripped it out of his chest. You know how many nights we've had like that? I was like,
oh yeah, no, it happens. Don't worry about it.
Or like I'll call you up like, oh man, I'm having a really crappy day, dude. We just need to distract me. And then you kick my ass, and I'm just like,
yeah.
I just wanted to win in one game, god dang it.
Right.
Oh man, well, this is our life. This is why I have Eric on the podcast. Every wonder he doesn't always talk a lot, doesn't always have a lot to say. My best bud. Love having this guy around. It keeps me grounded. Because he knows more better than anyone else in my life, probably even better than Yulia, how high I can start flying. And that's the thing about this channel. As you know, the bigger it gets and the more full of myself I get because I have more followers and more subs and more blah blah blah. Eric's gonna be right
pin to pop your giant head.
Yeah. And it's not even that hard. YouTube pops it all the time. It's called Apocalypse, 3.0 at this point.
Yeah.
YouTube's always there to remind you that, hey, you are privileged to be able to make income on our platform. Yeah. And we're going to burst your bubble anytime we feel like it. Nintendo can swoop in, start copyright claiming all my videos, and nothing I can do about it. Yeah. It's very easy to pop my bubble, but at the same time, I know how I get. If I get to 1 million followers someday, I'm going to be like, baller!
I am the best YouTuber of all time.
I'm like, PewDiePie at 100 mil, watch out, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, right?
Oh my goodness, is he up to 100?
No, it's 57 or 58 million.
I was going to say.
But I'm saying by the time I get to 1 million, I'm just assuming. I shouldn't because he's growing slower. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, if I ever get to 1 million, I don't even know what I would do. I probably will be 60 by the time it happens. So an old grandpa, it'll probably be changed to Grandpa Prime at that point.
Yeah, buddy.
And I'll just be like, yeah, buddy. Come on over here. I want to
Just-
take my cane and smack you in the face with it.
And just don't have a heart attack while playing Madden.
Yeah, I probably can't live stream games at that point. I get too upset.
Yeah, right.
Ugh.
Oh, good.
Did you hear this YouTuber, sad day? It's like Angry Grandpa or something passed away.
Oh,
That's sad.
that is sad.
Like, I didn't really know who he was until Boogie298 reported on his passing. And when I started watching the video, I'm like, this guy's hilarious.
Yeah.
He just gets mad about everything and he's a grandpa, so it's just funny.
Well, yeah.
Like they pull a prank on him for Halloween and they make him spaghetti, but they get black noodles and then they put food dye in the sauce to make it black. And he's like, I'm not eating this crap. Why don't you eat it? You eat it. And then he eats it and they're like, yeah, that's good. He's like, what's it? Like,
Nice.
is this really his reaction? Because my grandpa Joe would react exactly like
Oh, yeah.
that. He would just chuck that across the room. So it's just like, I don't know if it's real or not, but man, is it funny to watch.
Yeah.
And sadly he passed away. But, that's what happens as you get old. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. People will be like, 60s old?
Yeah. Can't be.
When I was in high school, fun fact, I told my priest at the time I was only going to live till I was 50. The clock is ticking.
Yeah.
Not for any specific health reason per se. As the priest asked me, so why do you think you're going to die when you're 50? I said, because I don't want to get old.
Yeah, well,
I feel like that's a pretty good excuse.
It does.
I don't want to get old. 50 is that's my cutoff. After that, I'm officially old.
yeah, right. You got to remember, your as you get older, that your definition of old gets older.
Further and further up.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, since high school, 50 is still my
I'm
cutoff.
sorry, like when you're 3 or 4,
Think about
7
that.
or 8
Think
is
about
old.
that. That's 19 years from now.
Oh, yeah.
My youngest will only be 21, just ready to drink, and I'm like, it's time to kick the bucket.
Yeah, right.
I'm done.
I'm done.
Done. I've had it.
Just
I've
pull
had
the plug.
I've had it with life. But you didn't see me graduate college. Should have been an early graduate of high school, buddy.
Yeah, right.
Come on, kid.
Come on, kid. Get with it.
I'm
Get
not
with it.
angry. I'm just disappointed.
But you're in perfect, pristine health and can run 10 marathons a year. Shh, I'm old.
I'm old.
I'm old. Let me tell you. My hip's going out any day now. I don't want to be there when it happens.
Oh, Lord.
I've always it was weird too. Like the priest is giving me all this, like you shouldn't do that. You should want to preserve your body and do this and that. And I'm just like, it doesn't change the fact that I don't want to get old.
Right.
I've seen what happens when people get old. I don't want that to be me. No one wants to be old.
Yeah, right.
So I just figured I'm going to cut it off at 50. I'm going to have. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm hoping I go away in my sleep.
Yeah.
Not because I took something, by the way. I don't want to commit suicide. But I'm just hoping that it's an all natural. My body is just like, hey, we're 50. He's been beating it into his brain his whole life. He's done. He's 50. Hits 50
On your birthday, just done.
No, literally, the
blow out the
minute
candles, you
I
fall
was
asleep.
born, that's it.
Yep.
My body just quits on me.
Yep.
Done. And as sad as that is for everyone around me, 21 is going to be my youngest kid. He should be taking care of himself by now.
Yeah.
If you're watching this in the future when I'm dead, Ollie, if you can't take care of yourself at 21, I did something wrong, so I probably should have died anyways.
Yeah.
I don't want to fail you as a parent, but I'm not saying you don't even still need parenting. Your lovely mom is much younger than me, and she's going to be hot to trot. I guarantee you she will have a new man like a year after I'm dead.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. She's going to be a gilf at that point.
Yeah.
I'm sure Melody will have a kid by the time she's like 30, so
Yeah.
it's going to happen.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
It's going to happen. All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in for the last episode of the Thunder Prime Podcast of 2017. I want to thank Fivejay for joining in. All of his links to his social media stuff will be down in the description. Yeah.
Description.
We put everything down in the description. Eric, you can just follow at NT Prime. He doesn't actually do anything on Twitter, but
No.
maybe someday, as my head's getting up in the clouds, but Eric, you really got to get on Twitter to stop me.
Yeah.
You at least access to this account and start deleting tweets that I'm saying bad things.
Lob tweets back at you. No.
No. Oh, no, I'll go to log in and be like, I can't log in. Oh, I changed your password.
Yeah, right.
Why?
Please, somebody do that to the president's Twitter account.
Why did
Oh, wait, they did.
Why did He probably just changed it himself. Everyone kept saying change my password. Fine, I changed it.
Yeah, right.
Still tweeting.
Yeah, right.
The NFL, they all should be banned.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Who has freedom? Who has freedom?
Open up a new can of worms.
New can of worms. We will catch you guys. I apologize for anyone who wanted to listen to this for gaming discussion. It is what it is. Yeah. We'll be back in 2018 with tons of gaming discussion. I already have topics basically ready to go for next week's podcast, so it's going to be great. I can't wait to see you then at the new and improved, hopefully, Nintendo Prime.
Yeah. And time to send out on 5J's wrap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for not forgetting.
Oh, yeah.
Without further ado, here's 5J Gaming, rapping about accounting.
Once there was a time when I thought business couldn't be better. I had a brand new partner, and the world was at my feet. The only problem was, nobody ever told me partnerships don't last. He started out as my best friend, but by the end of the week, it had come to an end. We had the world in the palm of our hand, but then we split like Yoko's in the band. Things started out great, we loved the co-ownership, but unlimited liability, man, that stuff ain't hip. We thought we had it all the milk and the honey, but when it came down to it, we didn't like sharing the money. And that wasn't all. You know what's wrong with this dude? I went to give him a Coke, he said he liked Mountain Dew. Partnerships, the partnerships don't last. Partnerships, the partnerships that don't last. Partnerships, the partnerships don't last. Partnerships, the partnerships that don't last. Too bad, man. We could have stormed the world with our heads held high and our flags unfurled. But when watching a movie and I said, "Gummy bear," he spit in my face and I hit his nose square. So we split our capital and we went separate ways, and we haven't spoken for nearly 7 days. Now everything's a mess and I can't think straight. I want to take it all back, I want to tell him to wait, but I know it's all over, it's finito kaput. So I kicked a table, which really hurt my foot, and now I lay awake and I cry every night. I'm ticked off in the day, always picking a fight. So now I know the world's a harsh place, so I'll just keep going till I find my space. Partnerships, the partnerships don't last. Partnerships, the partnerships that don't last. Partnerships, the partnerships don't last. Partnerships, the partnerships that don't last. Partnerships, the partnerships don't last. Partnerships, the partnerships that don't last. Partnerships, the partnerships don't last. Partnerships, the partnerships that don't last. You know what? I got my thinking all twisted. It doesn't matter if this partner's gone. There's always the next one. In fact, I can have as many partners as I want.